Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
All right. Okay. I'm in. Am I on the right zone?
This
G33 room?
this for court. Yeah.
Here for
It's
the
G.
2 p.m. SEA calendar, you're on the right zone.
So this is the right team, G33?
If you're here for the state expedited acquisition calendar, you are here for the film.
Okay. They said courtroom G33.
You're fine. We're not using courtroom G. Everyone's out
Okay.
at the gym.
Okay. Thank you. Hi.
Good morning. Good afternoon, everyone. Please mute your Zoom, and you can turn your cameras off also until you get to the case. And
Oh,
Ms. Regina, you can't be driving while you're participating in the court hearing.
I don't know how to work it.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. We'll get started. All right, this is going to be the Fulton County State Court Expedited Accusations Calendar. This is a calendar for cases in which individuals have recently been arrested and charged with certain misdemeanor offenses. Soon after their arrest, the case has been bound over to the Fulton County State Court, and the offenses have been charged against them by the Fulton County Solicitor General's Office. Nevertheless, this will generally be the defendant's initial appearance before a state court judge, and we are able to consider certain matters such as a possible plea offer, bond, and consideration of those matters if the plea offer has been made by the state. I want to remind everyone that this whole entire proceeding is being recorded as well as live streamed on YouTube. And Ms. Bridgewater, what is our SAP reset date?
Yes, Your Honor, it's going to be June the 20th.
All right. June the 20th is the SAP reset date. If bond is not made, you will come up for review on that calendar. I want to also begin by reminding the defendants on this calendar that you do have certain constitutional rights. You have the right to remain silent, and remember that anything that you state about the facts, the circumstances, or the occurrences of your case can and will be used against you. The state is here and they are listening. So follow the lead of your attorneys. You should know who your attorneys are by now. And I believe those are all my instructions. We're ready to get started. Who do we have first, deputies?
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
afternoon.
ACDC,
Yes.
position 1313, Ms. Smith Wilcox.
All right. This is 24 CR 003511D. Ms. Smith Wilcox is charged with 1 count of simple battery, family violence, and a 2nd count of criminal trespass. Pretrial?
Yes, Your Honor. She has 22 cycles. The last arrest was February the 28th, 2024 in College Park, Georgia, for driving while license suspended or revoked. She does appear to have open cases pending. There's one in Fulton County. That case number is 23 SC 191622 for simple battery and reckless driving and driving while license suspended or revoked. I apologize. That was the incorrect case number. I apologize to the courts.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That case number should be 24 CR 00245 and the letter D. She does have an additional open case pending for theft by taking. That case number is 23 SC 191622. And she does appear to have an open case pending in Union City, Georgia, for battery and driving while license suspended or revoked. There was no case number provided. It looks like a reference number. Would you like that, Your Honor?
No, that's okay.
Okay. Also, there appears to be an open case pending in Fayette County, Georgia, for theft by receiving stolen property. I do see misdemeanor convictions. This one in 2000, well, actually, she received a no low contendere sentence in 2021 out of Fayette County for obstruction of an officer. There was a conviction in 2020 out of Henry County for driving without a valid license. And she does appear to meet the criteria for a UJR in level 3. There's a 76% chance of appearing for court and a 65% chance of remaining arrest-free. Nothing in addition.
All right. Thank you. State? I think you're on mute.
Good afternoon, Judge. Sorry about that.
It's okay. Good afternoon.
Yes, Your Honor, I show that the defendant has a bench warrant. She was arrested on a bench warrant on the June 28th, 21 arrest for theft by taking felony. That's the 23 SC 191622 pending in Fulton County. As I said, for which she was arrested on a bench warrant. I also show that she has a failure to appear for driving with a suspended license previously based on a 2019 arrest. Based on that, Judge, the state's recommendation, in addition to the criminal history as recited by pretrial, the state is recommending that the courts give the defendant a $4,500 good bond based on the fact that she has failed to appear for previous cases, one to include a felony. Additionally, that she have no contact whatsoever with the victim in this case, who is indicated to be her mother. The victim's name is Tracy, Tracey, last name McGinty, McGinty. The state recommends that the defendant be ordered to stay away from the incident location at 6335 Emerald Point Circle in South Fulton, Fulton County, Georgia. That while on bond, she possessed no weapons and consumed no alcohol or drugs.
All right. Is this your case, PD Cook?
Actually, this is my case, Your Honor.
Oh,
PD
I'm
Kim.
sorry, PD Kim.
Yes, I believe her mother is on the.
Oh, I do see it, Tracy McGinty. Thank you for pointing that
problem.
out. Miss McGinty? Miss McGinty? Hello? Think she's walked away, maybe. I bet as soon as you get started, she'll.
Hello.
All right, Miss McGinty. I figured, yeah. Do you want to answer a few questions for the court today?
Yes, I can.
If you do, you'll have to turn on your video. I must see you.
Okay, how do I do this? Okay, I see.
All right.
Am I on video?
Yes, you are. I'm going to swear you in first. Raise your right hand for me. Do you affirm that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth and nothing but the truth under the penalty of perjury?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can put your hand down. And you are the mother of the defendant. Is it Tequila Smith Wilcox?
Yes.
All right, and you are also the victim in the case, correct?
Yes.
Do you want to have any further contact with Miss Smith Wilcox, with your daughter?
No.
Are you in fear of your daughter?
No, I'm not. I'm trying not to get your case, ma'am.
Okay, I understand. And you all don't live together?
She was living with me, but she can't come back.
Okay. All right. And I guess that is it. That explains the state. Do you all have any other questions of the witness?
No, Your Honor, not at this time. Thank you, Ms. McGinty, for appearing on the Zoom hearing today.
Okay, thank you.
And PD Kim, do you have any questions?
No question, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, Ms. McGinty, you can mute yourself and we'll go on with the hearing if you want to stay on and listen to the ruling, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you. All right, go ahead, PD Kim.
Yes, my client, Miss Smith Wilcox, is 36 years young, and Your Honor, she has one child, 17 years old. She's widowed, and she has been raising her son as a single mother. And she understands that she's not going to be able to go back to the location. So I am actually asking social worker to help her with housing situation, since she has no other place to go to. She has not been able to have employment for the last 3 months. She has been unemployed, so she has no financial means to pay for any kind of bond. So even $100 good bond will be a no bond for her. So we would like to ask for a signature on bond through pretrial level 3. No matter what, she cannot go anywhere because of the failure to appear that she was arrested for. She will still be here in the Fulton County until that case gets taken care of. So I don't think that she will be going anywhere. Your Honor, and she graduated from high school. She also had some community college education. That's what we would like to say. She has a strong ties to the community as she was born here in Georgia. And of course, even though she does not have a good relationship with her mother right now, she has a son and everybody here in Georgia. Thank you.
All right, thank you. I'm going to order a $4,500 surety bond. That will be $4,000 on the simple battery, $500 on the criminal trespass. And there will be a stay away from the incident location, which I assume is the home of Miss McGinty.
Yes, Your Honor, I believe that is the residence of the victim.
Okay. She is to have no further contact with her mother. She's not to go within 200 yards of her. She's not to call. She's not to send text messages, emails by anyone, including herself, no third party contact. She have no guns, weapons, alcohol, while on bond. And guess it's all out order at this point.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
sir.
Next,
Next, we have position number 2, Ms. Calhoun.
okay. This is 24 CR 003504C, Robin Calhoun, charged with 1 count of battery family violence, pretrial.
All right, Your Honor, she does not have any prior arrests on file. She does appear to meet the criteria for UJR a level 1. There's a 91% chance that she may appear for court and an 80% chance she may remain arrest-free. Nothing in addition.
Thank you. State.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. The defendant is accused of punching and scratching the victim, Kajon Ragland. The defendant did admit to striking Mr. Ragland. The victim sustained scratches and bruises to his face, arms, and hand, and the police did determine that the defendant was the primary aggressor. Our office has had a chance to speak with the victim, who stated that he was in a relationship with the defendant. They do not currently live together, and they do share 1 child. The victim stated that the incident location is the defendant's brother's residence, and the victim does not live there. The victim did confirm the events in the warrant and stated that he does not wish to press charges. This has never happened before, and that he is not in fear of the defendant and wants to continue contact. The state is recommending a $2,000 signature bond, no further violent contact with Kajon Ragland, and no drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond. At this time, I would ask the court to sound for the victim, Mr. Kajon Ragland.
All right, Mr. Ragland. Mr. Cook. Or no, I'm trying to, where the background noise is coming. I'm getting a lot of feedback. It's annoying. Mr. Ragland, do you have a TV going on in the background?
No, ma'am.
I need a bigger group of about 200 people that crossed illegally, once again from all over the.
Oh, okay. Someone muted, unless it was PD Cook. All right, Mr. Ragland, do you wish to address the court today?
Yes.
All right. All right. Raise your right hand for me so I can swear you in. Do you affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth and nothing but the truth under the penalty of perjury?
Yes.
All right, you can put your hand down. And you are the, is it boyfriend or husband to Miss Calhoun?
Boyfriend.
Boyfriend, okay. You all have 1 child together?
Yes.
How old is that child?
6 months.
6 months?
Uh-huh.
Okay. And you just have the 1 child together?
Yes.
Okay. And you stated that you do want to have contact with Miss Calhoun,
Uh-huh.
which would be no further violent contact.
Yes, ma'am.
And you're not in fear of Miss Calhoun.
No, ma'am.
Okay. All right. I don't have any other questions. State, do you all have any cross-examination?
No, Your Honor, but I believe I misspoke earlier. I said the state's recommendation was a $2,000 signature bond. It's a $2,000 surety bond.
Okay.
Consequences or.
All right. Dexter, can you please mute yourself? That's where the background noise is coming from.
Patrol buses mass releasing migrants to city streets right now.
The person who's walking with the glasses and the cap on. Dexter,
once this order is in effect,
can you help me out, Mr. Jordan, or whoever's my Zoom master?
he's gonna have a chance to put his money where his mouth is. A lot of people flowing in here in San Diego sector today, and right now they believe they're not going anywhere. These numbers are spiking out here, guys.
Someone needs to be kicked out of the Zoom.
Behind you for our viewers who have been watching us throughout the day. What exactly is happening? What are they meeting for? What's the process behind you there?
Miss Holly, who's my Zoom master?
Get its attention to get him
It's
out.
me, Judge, but that noise is coming from Mr. Cook.
It's coming from PD Cook?
Well, let me see what's going on. I can't hear anything without. Just a moment.
And Dexter needs to be muted as well, even though it's not him, but.
The Attorney General for Air Force One is touchdown moments ago. Attorney General Joe Biden had a ceremony in Normandy at the American Cemetery in the Sands Beach. The president will be staying overnight in Paris. He's got more meetings tomorrow, so we'll call. Well, I mean, court, you're trying to cover this down. All. That's his own right answer. The judge is that he's going to. Show that. Thank you. Money. Quit.
Hey, Mr. Cook has spoken.
I am, sorry. I
No,
probably
that's
was,
okay.
probably was in the background.
Okay.
Your Honor, we would be seeking, we have no objection to any of the restrictions. We would be seeking given her lack of record, we would be seeking a signature bond through the jail.
All right. She working?
She is working as a sales associate at Home Depot.
Okay. All right. I'm going to order a $2,000 signature bond through the jail. I'm going to order no further violent contact with Mr. Ragland. I'm going to order no drugs, alcohol, guns, or weapons while on bond. And I believe that's all I'll order at this time.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Uh-huh.
All right, next we have position number 6, Ms. Jones.
Okay. This is 24 CR 0035008J. Is it Jamina Jones, charge of 1 count of battery family violence, pretrial?
She has 3 cycles. The last arrest was October the 2nd, 2023 in Bartow County, Georgia, for a probation violation. The underlying charge was not listed. It just stated it was a misdemeanor. She does appear to meet the criteria for UJR at level 1. There's an 84% chance of appearing for court and an 80% chance of remaining arrest-free. And that actual conviction was not listed in the GCIC. Nothing in addition.
Okay. State?
Yes, Your Honor. The victim in this case is a 14-year-old juvenile with the initials CJ. CJ advised officers that his sister, the defendant, had attacked him because he was yelling at their mother. The victim stated the defendant grabbed him, pulled his hair, pushed him against the wood panels of the home, punched him, and kneed him in the neck. The victim did sustain a bloody lip, lacerations, and bruises. Our office has had a chance to speak with the victim's mother, Regina Jones. She is also the mother of the defendant. Ms. Jones confirmed that they all lived together at the incident location, but since the incident, the defendant has moved out and has not been back since. She stated that the victim was being disrespectful to her that day and cursing her out, and the defendant grabbed the victim and tried to bring him inside the house, and they both fell. Ms. Jones further stated that the defendant never punched the victim or placed her knee on his neck. She stated that earlier in the day, the victim had run away and ended up getting into a fight, and she believes that is where he sustained the injuries. Ms. Jones stated that she is fine with the defendant not having any contact with the victim because they have not had contact since the incident. The state is recommending a $2,500 surety bond, no further contact with the victim, stay away from the incident location, and no drugs, weapons, or alcohol. At this time, I would ask the court to sound for the victim's mother, Ms. Regina Jones.
Hello. Hi.
Hold on a second.
Okay.
ASG, the victim is whom again?
The victim is a juvenile with the initials CJ. He is the defendant's brother.
All right. Just making sure I have that correct. And Ms. Jones,
Hi.
if you're gonna speak to me, I have to see you. Turn on your camera, your video.
Is it, can you see me now?
Nope.
The meeting is being transcribed. Oh my God. Okay. I seen it earlier. Can you see me now?
No.
Let me try this. I'm not really.
All right, if she doesn't come back, we may move on because she's not the victim. She's just the parent of the victim, but I do understand the victim is a juvenile. How old is the juvenile?
He's 14.
14. All right, Ms. Jones, if you don't come back to me, I'm going to move along.
It says something about you cannot start your video because the host has disabled it. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Mr. Jordan. Hold on a second. Let's see if that's true. All right, there you go.
Can you see me now?
I can.
Okay.
Ms. Jones, were you there at the time of the incident at the home?
Yes.
Okay. Raise your right hand for me before you speak. Do you affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth and nothing but the truth under the penalty of perjury?
Yes.
All right, put your hand down for me. I just have two questions for you. Are you or your juvenile son in fear of Miss Jones, Jamina Jones?
No.
Do you want to have have your son have any further contact with her?
He hasn't said he don't want contact, but I think she don't want contact with him because she don't want to get herself in any more trouble with what's going on.
All right, and both of them were living with you?
Yes.
Okay. And so Miss Jamina Jones, your daughter, would have somewhere else to go live?
Yeah, she moved out when it happened. She left because she said she can't deal with him being disrespectful to me.
Okay.
Moving forward, this thing is doing something like
Okay.
I got too much junk over there.
Mr. Jordan. Okay.
Huh?
Oh, you're not muted.
Sorry.
That's okay. All right, Ms. Jones, any cross-examination by the state?
Nothing for the state, Your Honor. Oh, one question.
Okay.
Before the defendant fell with the victim, did he already have any markings on his body?
I can't really say that if I was paying attention to him that day. Like I said, he had caught himself running away from home. He was messing with this little girl, and him and her got into a fight. And that's when he called me and said he apologized or whatever. But when he got in the car, he was still being disrespectful. I was driving. So I
Hold on
really
a second. Hold on a second. This is not your trial. So let's keep it a little limited in what you're testifying to.
Okay. Well, I was
Because
driving.
your son is not on trial here today.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, so you just don't remember if he had any markings on him when you picked him up?
No, I don't, because I didn't look back in the back seat.
Okay, thank
He
you.
was behind me.
All right. Thank you.
Nothing further from the state.
Anything, PD Cook?
Yes, Your Honor, my client is 27 years old. She has lived here her whole life. She is gainfully employed. We would have no objection to us stay away and no further contact. She does have somewhere else to go. But we would be seeking a signature bond at whatever level the court deems appropriate.
All right. And let me make sure state to tell me there's an open case in Bartow County. Is that correct?
If you give me 1 second, I can take a look.
Okay. Or can pretrial answer?
It does appear that it's a probation violation in Bartow County. It's not showing me what the underlying charge for the probation violation is.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm unable to tell, Your Honor. It's not in the GCIC.
Oh, it's not. Okay. All right. I will order a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial per judge. With that signature bond, I'm going to order that to, I'm sorry, with the surety, getting my words mixed up. $3,000 signature bond through pretrial. And with that pretrial bond, I'm going to order a stay away from the incident location. I'm going to order no further contact with the victim, CJ, the juvenile. I'm going to order no guns, drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond. And that will be reporting to pretrial at level 1. And I'm going to order a 2-day anger awareness course through pretrial. And I think that should be it. Anything else, counsel?
No, Your Honor.
Nothing
All right,
else,
thank
Your Honor.
you.
Next, we'll do position number 4, Mr. Empano. Empano.
All right, 24 CR 003506C with Angel Epinol, charged with 1 count of driving improper or erratic lane change and driving hit and run. Pretrial.
He has 8 cycles. The last arrest was February the 25th, 2015 in Chamblee, Georgia for aggressive driving. There was no disposition for that arrest. He did receive first offender treatment in 2000. I think it was in 2015 for aggravated assault out of Gwinnett County. That case was sealed July the 6th, 2017. He does appear to meet the criteria for UJR, a level 2. There's a 79% chance of appearing for court and a 71% chance of remaining arrest free. Nothing in
All right.
addition, Your Honor.
Thank you. State.
Yes, Your Honor. The defendant is accused of hitting Samuel Rucker Briggs's vehicle as the defendant was changing lanes on the highway. The defendant did not stop after hitting the victim's vehicle. The victim was able to take down the defendant's license plate number. The state is recommending a $1,000 surety bond for the hit and run, a $500 surety bond for the improper lane change, no further contact with the victim, Samuel Rucker Briggs, and no drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond. At this time, I would ask the court to sound for the victim, Mr. Samuel Rucker Briggs.
All right, Samuel Rucker Briggs. Nope. All right, PD Cook.
Yes, Your Honor. My client is 36 years old. He's been in the Atlanta area for 20 years. He's worked as a furniture installer for 15 years. He's still employed in that business. There is no obviously stay away provision or anything like that, but we would be seeking a signature bond at whatever level the court deems appropriate.
All right, so I'm going to order a $1,500 signature bond through the jail. And that will be 500 on the driving improper lane change and 1,000 on the hit and run. No drugs, alcohol, weapons, or guns while on bond. And no further contact with the victim, Samuel Rucker Briggs. And no driving without a valid driver's license. That should be it. Anything else, counsel?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Nothing
Okay.
from the defense.
Was that through a pretrial
No, jail.
to the jail? Okay,
Uh-huh.
all right. Get that. Hold on a second. Next, we have position number 7, Mr. McCurry.
This is 24 CR 003509B, Aaron McCurry. Charge of 1 count of driving on a suspended license, 2nd count, no insurance. Pretrial?
He does not have any prior arrests on file. He does appear to meet the criteria for UJR through the jail. There's an 91% chance that he may appear for court and an 87% chance of him remaining arrest-free. Nothing in addition.
All right. State?
Yes, Your Honor. The state's recommendation is a signature bond through pretrial services, no driving without a valid license, insurance, or valid registration, no drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond.
All right. PD Cook?
Your Honor, we have no objection to the conditions of bond. We would be seeking a signature bond through the jail.
All right. I'm going to order a $1,000 signature bond through the jail, 500 on each charge. Gonna order no drugs, alcohol, weapons, or guns while on bond. And no driving unless he has a valid driver's license. So it looks like right now he cannot drive. And I guess that's it. Anything else?
No, Your
Nothing
Honor.
from defense, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Next, we have position number 15, Ms. Watkins.
This is 24 CR 003498A. Shamika Watkins, charged of 1 count of battery family violence. Retrial?
She has 4 cycles. The last arrest was December the 16th, 2023 in Fulton County for obstruction of an officer. That case appeared to be still pending. And case number is 23 CP 224181. There were no convictions listed in the GCIC. She appeared to meet the criteria for UJR level 2. There's a 79% chance of appearing for court, a 71% chance of remaining arrest-free. Nothing in addition.
Good afternoon, Judge Mincy.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's wonderful to be before you again.
Yes.
The defendant, Miss Watkins, was accused of infidelity by the victim, Miss Thompson, who I do believe should be on Zoom this morning. That started a verbal altercation that did turn physical. The defendant is alleged to have struck the victim several times in her back, face, and head. During the altercation, she was left with a long scratch or abrasion to her upper right lip. The two are in a relationship. They do live at the incident location of 1845 Piedmont Avenue, Northeast in Fulton County. And the office did have the opportunity to speak to the victim. She confirmed the allegations as I just listed them. She does indicate that there is a history of violence from the defendant, but this is the first time she has contacted law enforcement. She would like no violent contact with the defendant. The state's recommendation is a $2,500 good bond with no further contact, some cooling off time, Your Honor, with the victim, Shamishia Thompson, and a stay away from the 1845 Piedmont Avenue Northeast apartment 438 address. Again, I do believe that the victim may be on here if you wanted to sound for Miss Samishia Thompson. Please forgive me if I'm mispronouncing.
All right, Ms. Thompson. I think I see a,
Yes.
okay. All right, pronounce your first name for me.
Amelia?
Samilia. Okay,
Yes.
Samilia Thompson. Do you wish to address the court today briefly?
Yes.
Raise your right hand so I can swear you in. Do you affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth and nothing but the truth under the penalty of perjury?
Yes.
Put your hand down for me. Are you in fear of Miss Watkins?
No.
Do you want to have any further contact with Miss Watkins?
As long as it's nonviolent, yes.
Okay, do you all live together?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Any cross-examination by the state?
I just wanted to confirm, Ms. Thompson, that since there was violence in the past, are you concerned of violence in the future?
I mean, there is some concern, but not like I'm in fear of my life, no.
No further questions, Your Honor.
All right, PD Cook.
Actually, this is my client.
Oh, I'm sorry, PD Kim.
Miss Watkins is 43 years old. Your Honor, my client says that she has no objection to stay away and no further contact, as long as she has a one-time law enforcement officer escorted visit to retrieve her personal belongings. She was anyway planning to move out, and because of that, she was attacked. She claims that she denies the allegation. She's not a first aggressor. She was actually defending herself. And Your Honor, she has associate degree. She's gainfully employed as a facility manager. She's been doing that for more than 10 years. We would like to request for signature on bond through pretrial level 2 as she is recommended. So there was no history of any conviction, Your Honor. That's about it, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I believe that I will order a $2,500 signature bond. I will order that signature bond through the jail. I'm going to order, though, a stay away so that we can make sure there's been a cooling down period from the address 1845 Piedmont Avenue. So Ms. Watkins will need to go stay elsewhere. And I'm going to order no further violent contact till we know that this is cooled down. No drugs, alcohol, weapons, or guns while on bond. And I think that's it.
Can she have a one-time law enforcement officer ask to visit to retrieve her
Yes.
belongings?
Right, and a one-time law enforcement escort back to the property to retrieve her belongings. Make sure you arrange that with law enforcement first. Okay? All right, that should be it.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mm-hmm.
That's it, man. Next, we have position number 12, Ms. Sims.
This is 24. Oh, well. 24 CR 003503A. Tiffany Sims, charged with 1 count of simple battery. Oh, 2 counts of simple battery. Pre-trial?
She does not have any prior arrests on file, Your Honor. She does appear to meet the criteria for a UJR through the jail with a 91% chance of appearing before court and an 87% chance of remaining arrest-free. Nothing.
Thank you. State?
Yes, Your Honor. This involves an altercation, a physical altercation between the 2 females who were relatives of, I think it was their mother who worked for the defendant. The victim supervised the mother of the defendant. The 2 victims are the supervisor and also her son, who was present with her when the defendant and another co-defendant approached her and struck her and her son. The state is recommending a $2,500 good bond, no contact with either victim. Machiko, spelled Machiko, last name Stansberry, Stansberry. And the second victim, Aquantis, spelled Aquantis, same last name, Stansberry. That the defendant has no contact with these victims, that she does not possess any weapons, and consume no alcohol or drugs while on bond pending the resolution of this matter.
Okay,
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
good afternoon.
I would ask the court to give my client a signature bond through the jail, Your Honor. This incident allegedly happened several months ago. My client doesn't really know this person, and she denies the allegations in their entirety, Your Honor. And I also believe this was not a situation where the police were called and somebody got arrested. I think they must have gone and gotten a warrant without any kind of notice to my client, Your Honor. So based on the totality of the circumstances, I think a signature bond through the jail would be most appropriate. Nothing further, Your Honor.
Okay.
Your Honor, might I add, according to the warrant, the affiant, who was Jimmy Durden with the Fulton County Police Department, sought the warrant from the Fulton County Magistrate Court on October the 5th of 2023. And the incident is alleged to have occurred on September 15th. So it would have been about a month subsequent that the law enforcement officer did apply for and was granted an arrest warrant.
Exactly. So it was some time ago. It wasn't a situation where the officer was called, took the story from both sides. My client was never interviewed.
And Judge, I apologize respectfully. I've been talking without my video on. My apologies, Your Honor.
That's okay. It's Thursday, the day before Friday. I think we're having
Almost
some of
Friday,
that.
yes.
All right. I will go ahead and order the $2,500 signature bond. And that signature bond will be through the jail. I'm going to order no drugs, alcohol, weapons, or guns while on bond. And that'll be it for now.
And no contact, Your Honor, is that also a
Oh, I'm
condition?
sorry.
He doesn't
Right.
even know them. No contact is just fine. We're
Okay.
okay with that.
No further contact with the victims.
And Your Honor, there are two charges. Is it $12.50 each?
I don't have two. I have one.
There should be a criminal trespass, Judge, charge as well.
No, I just see, this is position 12, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
I show two batteries.
Do we have different calendars?
I'm sorry, judges. Yes, it should be two simple batteries.
They're side by side.
That's what it is. I just stated it's almost Friday, so
Yes, Judge. Yes, Judge, they're
I'm thinking,
adjacent. Yes.
everyone else is wrong here. No, they are side by side.
Yeah.
So let me do 3,000 signature bond, 1,500 each.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you, Your Honor.
thank you. All right. You have some more cases, Ms. McLeod?
I do, Your Honor. I have one other, but I understand my client, Mr. O'Neill, is in Union City, but I've already spoken with him.
Oh, okay. Where are we with that, Deputy, with Union City?
We can go to Union City now.
Okay. Oh, is that him, Norman Gibson there?
Oh, Your Honor, his name is O'Neill. His last name O'Neill.
My name is Cameron. I'm Cameron Bush-Hawley.
Yeah, there are three co-defendants in this case, Mr. Bush-Hawley, Mr. O'Neill, and I think Mr. Stone.
That is correct.
I don't know where Mr. Stone is. I assume Mr. O'Neill is in Union City. Mr. Bush-Hawley.
They're all here in Union City, sir.
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
they're all three there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So we've got, I would be handling Mr. Bush-Hawley. Ms. McLeod will be handling Mr. O'Neill. I assume there's another conflict attorney that would be handling Mr. Stone.
I believe they were unable to find another conflict attorney for Mr. Stone.
Yeah, Mr. Stone had a warrant, so he was going. They had a hold on him.
Union City.
Courtroom 2.
Stone is showing up, Your Honor. Defendant Stone is showing up as position number 4 on the add-on updated SCA calendar. I believe there were 4 positions added on, and Stone is position 4.
Yeah. Okay, good. Thank you. And so we're doing Mr. O'Neill first.
Bush Hawley. Bush Hawley.
Yes. Hold on, Mr. Bush Holly. Where's Mr. O'Neill?
Yeah, but they're still in the housing unit. Someone just told them to bring up inmate Holly.
All right. They're working you to death there today.
We need all 3.
Well, I guess we'll take who we have.
I think they're all 3 related.
Oh.
We need all 3.
She said we'll take what we have right now.
Mm.
So you're Mr. Cameron Bush Holly?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. This is 24 CR 003513F. You're charged with 1 count of lauder prowling. Pre-trial?
He does not have any prior arrests, Your Honor. He doesn't appear to meet the criteria for UJR, a level 1 with a parental cosigner. He's 17 years of age, with a 91% chance of appearing for court and an 80% chance of remaining arrest-free. Nothing in addition.
It's free.
All right. State, go ahead.
Yes, Your Honor. The defendant, along with the 2 other individuals, were seen looking into vehicles in the parking lot at the incident location, which I have as 370 Northside Drive Northwest in Atlanta. The defendant tried to make a run for it when officers approached him, and he was found in possession of a blue face mask, black gloves, and he was also wearing a hoodie. It was 71 degrees at the time the defendant and the others were stopped. So given the totality of the circumstances, the police arrested them for loiter prowl. The state's recommendation is a signature bond through pretrial services, stay away from the incident location, an 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. curfew, and no drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond.
All right. And who's and then Mr. Bush Holly is represented by whom?
Keith Cook.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Cook. Yeah.
That's okay.
I don't have your camera on now, Mr.
Oh,
Cook.
gee,
It's circling us all. We're all.
I know.
we've had a
I'm
long
getting
week,
calls
honestly.
I'm getting calls for another interview from somebody. So
Okay.
yes. Given the circumstances and the first arrest, we would be seeking a signature bond through the jail. We would object at this point to a curfew. He just recently graduated from high school. There is his mother could be a co-signer on any bond.
Do we have his mother's name?
Yes, Latoria, Latoria. Last name is Youmans, Youmans.
All right. I will order a $2,000 signature bond. And I'm going to order it through pretrial.
Oh, excuse me. It was just 1,000 at first.
So, Mr. Bush Holly.
Yes, ma'am. I've been here almost 3 days for a minor charge. This is my first ever charged. I've been here almost 3 days.
I understand you're represented by Mr. Cook. Normally defendants don't talk or make any statements against their interests, and I do understand. I am concerned about the allegations in the warrant, and I do understand. And pretrial just means we're going to keep monitoring you. And maybe you're familiar with it for the wrong reasons, but you just graduated from high school, and are you working?
No, ma'am. I plan to go in the military when I turn 18.
Okay, well, that'll be when?
August 6th, in 2 months. Exactly 2 months.
You already signed up and been accepted?
No, ma'am. I'm still trying to find a recruiter.
Okay, so then we're not there yet. So I
Mr.
tell you
Bur-
what, just so you don't get any,
Yes,
no.
ma'am. That's most definitely the answer.
Okay, well, I want you to get it together. What were you gonna say, Mr. Cook?
I was just gonna let him know that it's a signature bond. I don't know what the 1,000 was. It could have been a surety bond. I didn't see that, but this is a signature bond. So if you abide by the conditions of the bond, the 2,000 doesn't even come into play. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, but I'm gonna let you know what your conditions are of this signature bond. The first one being your mom has to come down and co-sign for you because you're not 18 yet. Okay.
Yes, she said she'll do that at Rice Street. She'll come pick me up at Rice Street and co-sign.
Right. She has to bring her ID, picture ID with her. And so I'm going to put you on a curfew so that we can make sure we don't ever see you again. Okay.
Okay.
And that curfew is going to be from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. And so since you're not working, you need to be in the house by 11 p.m. Pretrial will be checking on you. I'm going to put him at a level 1, and they'll explain that to you.
Okay.
No drugs, alcohol, weapons, or guns while on bond. And as they say, pick you some new friends, okay?
Yes, ma'am. I'll most definitely do that.
All right, good luck to you.
Your
Okay.
Honor, I apologize. Can I get that bond amount again, please?
$2,000 signature bond through the pretrial.
A
Sergeant.
level 1 with a parental cosigner.
With the parental cosigner, and her name was Latoria Yeomans. Did you get that spelling?
No, ma'am.
Okay, it's Latoria, and then Youmans.
And that's his mother.
That's his mother.
Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm. All right, who's next?
We can go with position number 1, Mr. Bodner.
Okay. This is 24 CR 0035002Y. I have Sean Bodmer, charged of 1 count of theft of services. Pre-trial.
He has a total of 12 cycles. The last arrest was October the 29th, 2021 in Fulton County for possession of marijuana with the intent to distribute, and possession of methamphetamine, and possession of a firearm or a knife during commission of a felony. There was no disposition for that arrest. He did receive first offender treatment in 2017 out of Coweta County, Georgia, for deposit account fraud, a felony. The case was sealed February the 9th, 2020. And he does have 1 misdemeanor conviction that was in 2015 out of Fayette County for DUI and possession of marijuana. And he does appear to meet the criteria for a UJR level 2 with a 79% chance of appearing for court and a 71% chance of remaining arrest-free. Nothing in addition.
All right, state.
Yes, Your Honor. The defendant is accused of ordering $199.83 worth of food and drinks from Domino's Pizza and keeping said food and drinks and refusing to pay for them. The state's recommendation is a signature bond through pretrial. Stay away from the Domino's Pizza located at 1007 Alpharetta Street in Roswell, Georgia. No drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond.
All right, PD Cook.
Yes, sir. My client denies the allegations as stated in the warrant. However, we would not object to a signature bond or the stay away or the no drugs, alcohol, or weapon.
And how old is Mr. Bodmer?
Mr. Bodner is 46 years old.
And I'm assuming he doesn't work.
He's not working at the moment, Your Honor.
Okay, I want to make sure he doesn't do this again, but I will go ahead and give him a $1,500 signature bond through the jail. With that signature bond, The conditions are obviously, stay away from the Domino's pizza, but not to order anything online, whether it's Domino's or any other restaurant, if he knows he doesn't have the money. Don't want to see him back here again for these type of misdemeanor crimes. No drugs, no alcohol, no weapons, no guns while on bond. And so remember, Mr. Bodmer, do not order anything online that you don't have the money to pay for, okay? All right, thank you.
Next, we have position number 5, Mr. Henderson.
This is 24 CR 003507F. Xavier Henderson, charged with 1 count of theft by taking, pretrial.
He has 14 cycles. The last arrest was September the 21st, 2022, with the city of Atlanta for simple assault. There was no disposition for that arrest. He does appear to have misdemeanor convictions and a sentence. This one in 2023 for disorderly conduct. He received a nolo contendere sentence in 2021 out of Brookhaven, Georgia, for driving while license suspended or revoked. This one in 2019 for forgery in the 4th degree. One in 2015 for driving without a valid license. He does appear to meet the criteria for a UJRA level 1 with a 79% chance of appearing for court and an 80% chance of remaining arrest-free. Nothing in addition, Your Honor.
All right, state.
The defendant is accused of taking $1,300 from the cash drawer of the Exxon gas station located at 1163 Metropolitan Parkway in Atlanta. The state is recommending a $2,500 surety bond given the amount that the defendant allegedly stole. Stay away from the Exxon gas station located at 1163 Metropolitan Parkway. No drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond.
All right. PD Cook.
Yes, Your Honor, my client denies the allegations as stated in the warrant. We have no objection to a stowaway or no contact with this particular gas station, but would be seeking a signature bond.
Okay. He's how old again?
39.
All right, I'm going to order a $3,000 signature bond through the jail. That $3,000 signature bond through the jail to stay away from the Exxon on Metropolitan. I dare say all Exxons in the Fulton County jurisdiction. But I'm going to have Mr. Henderson to make up his mind on that. But certainly this one on Metropolitan.
Well, I ain't going back there.
Don't go there or anywhere else to take any money, okay? I'm gonna also order you to have no drugs, no alcohol, no weapons or guns while on bond. And I guess that'll be it for now. Okay?
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So we can go back to Union City.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Who do we have before us in Union City? Are they able to unmute? Okay.
Hello, I just unmuted. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Your name?
O'Neill.
I believe that is position
Number 10, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right. 24 CR 003497F. I believe that's Anari O'Neill, charged of 1 count of loitering and prowling. Pretrial.
What'd you say, ma'am?
Don't speak. Pretrial.
Yes, Your Honor. He has one prior cycle. The last arrest was September the 2nd, 2023 in Douglas County for theft by receiving stolen property and possession of marijuana less than an ounce and possession of a pistol by a person under the age of 18. That case does appear to be still pending in Douglas County. He was recommended for UJR, a level 1 with, a level 2 with a parental cosigner. He's 17 years of age. And there's an 84% chance he may appear for court and a 65% chance he may remain arrest-free. Nothing in addition.
All right. State. I think I
Yes.
remember the facts, but you can tell me again.
Yes, Your Honor. This is a case involving the three defendants. The other defendant already came before the court. I believe he was represented by Mr. Cook. I believe the last name was Gibson. Stone is a third co-defendant. We've not yet heard from that defendant yet, Your Honor. But the facts of this case are disturbing, Your Honor, in that on its face, it's a loitering and prowling. It seems less aggravated. However, the fact that this instant defendant does have that September 2nd, 2023 arrest and pending indictment in Douglas County for theft by receiving a felony and possession of the firearm by or pistol by under 18 years of age person. The state is recommending, based on those aggravated circumstances, not just the loitering and prowling on his face, but the aggravating circumstances of this defendant, because he does have the prior that was just not even a year before this instant one. It happened last September. The defendant is still not 18 years of age. By the state's calculations, I believe his birthday is about a week away. So he still is under the age of 18 years. The state's recommendation would be a $3,000 good bond, Your Honor, that the defendant stay away from the incident location, which is 370 Northside Drive in Atlanta, that he possessed no weapons while on bond, that he also consumed no drugs and alcohol. If he does not have a high school diploma, the state would recommend to the court that he be ordered to enroll in GED classes while he is on bond pending the resolution of this matter.
All right. Ms. McLeod.
Yes, Your Honor. My client is currently in the 12th grade, he tells me. So he should be getting his high school diploma pretty soon, since he's currently in the 12th grade. I would ask the court to give my client a signature bond. I know the state has said that he has other outstanding charges, but charges are not the same as convictions. He is presumed innocent of those charges in Douglas County. My client denies the allegations. I spoke with him about them, and he tells me that he does YouTube videos, and he was merely there filming a video. He was not engaged in any illegal activity. So he is still clothed with the presumption of innocence. So I would ask the court to consider giving him a signature bond. I believe his older brother is on the Zoom and is prepared to co-sign for him, Your Honor. His mother is also on the Zoom. I've spoken with her, and I just received a text message in the Zoom. Apparently, Dad is also on the Zoom, Your Honor. So he does have the support of family members.
Your Honor, and lastly, I'm sorry, counsel. Were you finished, Ms. McLeod?
I am finished, yes.
Judge, I just wanted to add, Judge, that yes, the defendant is presumed innocent. However, the facts surrounding this arrest was that it was at an hour where the defendant did not have any reason to be at that location at night. He did not live at that residence. He did not own a vehicle at that residence, and he was observed looking into a residence. Looking into a vehicle at that residence, he and the other two co-defendants, while wearing hoodies and wearing gloves. Those circumstances in and of themselves are suspicious, Your Honor, and so we would ask that the court does comply with what the state has requested in regard to the bond.
Miss McLeod, I was a little confused. Is he going to the 12th grade in August? Because the school's already
Going
out.
to the
So
12th grade in August. He tells me that he's doing school online, Your Honor.
Oh, doing school online.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And who's going to be the co-signer?
I believe it's his brother, and his name.
Who's going to be the co-signer who's on the Zoom for Mr. O'Neill?
Yes, I'm here.
What is your name?
Andre Frazier.
How old are you?
26.
Okay. And where does Mr. O'Neill live?
He lived at the house, but he since it was the what you call it, the summer, I guess he had went out to stay at a friend's house, I believe. But yeah, he stays at home with us.
Oh, so you live there with your parents as well?
No, ma'am, I just visit.
Oh, and so are your parents on this Zoom?
I believe so. I know she was working.
That is
I don't
on
know.
the iPhone.
I'm here. I'm
All right.
mom. I'm here. His dad is
And,
also here.
and I'm here also as well.
What are the parents' names?
Harold
Anika
O'Neill.
Williams.
Okay, and dad?
Harold O'Neill.
Mr. O'Neill, can you put your video on?
Oh yes, I apologize, ma'am. I apologize. Harold O'Neill, ma'am.
All right, Miss Williams?
I think it came. I don't know how to do this stuff. Hold on.
We can
Yeah,
see
we
you,
see
Ms.
you.
Williams.
Oh, okay.
All right, so does your son live at home with you all?
He lives with me, mom, in Douglasville, Georgia.
Okay. And dad does not reside with you?
No, ma'am. He resides in Michigan.
Okay. And Mr. Frazier is your son?
Yes, ma'am.
And where would your son live if he were granted a bond to get out?
6572 Oakwood Drive, Douglasville, Georgia, 30135.
And that's your address?
Yes, ma'am.
Why are you not signing on the bond? It's something you don't want to say on the Zoom, you don't have to, but I just wondered why you were not signing and your 26-year-old son was signing if he's not going to be residing there with your son who said he resides somewhere else.
Well, I'd rather not say on Zoom as to why
You don't
I
have
don't
to.
have the time. Yes, ma'am.
You don't have to, but I have concerns about the person that's signing on the bond is not the person that this minor will be living with. And so I'm sure he will have ample supervision because I'm going to put some conditions on him. But I just want to make sure that he's going to be on the right track. He's close to graduating, I hope. And we want to make sure that he is on track and that we don't see him here at the Fulton County Jail again.
Yes, ma'am. Understood.
I'm currently moving closer to them, so I would actually be taking them out more with me because I actually work myself and also do sports or whatever. So he'll have a couple of activities to do when I do come back.
Can you put your camera back on?
Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
I was saying that I was going to move closer where my mom was residing at, so he'll actually be closer with me and coming back and forth with me to work and doing sports as well.
Where do you work?
I have my own company to do landscaping.
Okay, so he's going to be doing some landscaping work this summer.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I do want him to do something this summer. Is he doing online school, Mom? What kind of school?
Yes, he was doing as an E2020. Through Alexander High School in Douglasville, through the Haven program.
Is he on track to graduate next year?
I think it's like 6 credits to graduate.
Okay, so he may graduate in the first semester.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Or over the summer, do a summer school.
Or he can do summer school. Okay. That is good. He only
That's what I
needs
would
6
recommend.
credits.
I would recommend that he complete that through summer school. Get it on over with. There ain't no sense to keep on putting it off.
Okay. All right. So hopefully you all will have a family meeting after this and get Mr. O'Neill on track. I'm going to order a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial. And with that $3,000 signature bond through pretrial, the cosigner will be, is your name spelled correct on there, Mr. Frazier? Andre and then Frazier, Frazier.
Correct, Your Honor.
Okay, and we'll allow Mr. Frazier to be the co-signer on the bond. So Mr. Frazier, you have a little bit of responsibility there to be a wonderful big brother and keep him on track and make sure he gets back to court.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and that he reports in to pretrial. I believe pretrial said level, did you all say level 2?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so he will be a level 2 with pretrial. He is to stay away from 370 Northside Drive, the incident location. Do not go there or go to any other location looking in cars. He is to have no drugs, no alcohol, no weapons, no guns or knives or anything on his person while he is on bond. He is to complete his online schooling. I won't put a time frame on it, or if not, get a GED. But I think 6 credits, you're so close. I'm about like your dad, get it done. Sooner the better. I'm going to give you a curfew so that you won't be with the wrong crowd if that's what's going on. And it'll be the same. And I believe I said 11 p.m. to 7 a.m.
You did, Your Honor, for the co-defendant.
Right. Okay. So that is it, 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. And I think that is it. Anything else, counsel? Did I leave anything out? Did it stay away? Yes.
No.
Did I miss McLeod?
No, Your Honor. I think pretrial, could you give Mr. Frazier the address he needs to come to sign the bond?
Okay.
Counsel, he's going to be interviewed by pretrial. I'm sorry. I apologize. Could I have just a moment, please? I'm so sorry.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Mr. Frazier, do you know where the Fulton County Jail is on Rice Street?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I apologize for taking so long. I'm not sure if they still do that online. In the office, I think they do that online, but I'm just double checking, and I'm going to also provide you with that address, please.
Is Mr. Howard there?
I think they're doing this through some kind of link they send the
Right.
post
I
office.
think I heard about a link as well.
Yes.
So I don't think he has to go to the actual location, Your Honor.
Okay, well, that's good.
Is
I did
Mr.
not know.
Howard there?
Mr. Howard is not here today, Your Honor.
Okay. I just want to make sure we give the right information. I thought they would, sorry, I didn't mean to turn off my camera. I thought they were doing the link, but I dare say, can you ask someone there with you to make sure I don't like giving out bad information, because that'll.
Yeah, I think it's the link. I don't think they report over there anymore, Your Honor.
PDs, do you all have a link? Does anybody have the link? If we don't have the link, I'm afraid.
Normally the PD has been provided with that link, so I don't know where the disconnect is, and I apologize. If you could just
Miss
continue on, and
Kim?
I'll get that link for you, please.
Well, the problem is it's not for me, it's for this family, and I'm going on with the case. PD Kim, tell me about the link.
I will look it up. I think I saw some emails long time ago, but I really don't, Your Honor, but I'll look it up.
Mr. Frazier, I think you need to stay on this Zoom for a minute, because I want to make sure you get the correct information. I'm a little nervous right now. I don't want you to get bad information and then your brother stays in jail longer than he has to.
Okay, I'm sorry about that.
Can we do position number 11 expansion here, please?
Yes, ma'am, while we're waiting. So we've got the order. Mr. Frazier, you can hang on. It's up to your parents if they want to make sure we get the information correctly to you. I'm assuming they're going to have to get an email from you to send the link. I don't know how this works, but we want to make sure we get all the correct information to you, okay? Can you hear me, Mr. Frazier?
I'm sorry, I was talking the whole time. My muted. It was muted. Yes, ma'am. I hear you, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, hang on for a second. Let's wait till Ms. Jackson can get that correct information to you. She may need a email address from
Email
you.
address, if you would put that in the chat, please.
Can you do that?
Just a moment. Let me just call management. If you could just hold on, please. And I apologize for holding up the courts.
Okay.
And Your Honor, this is
Is
a
it 901?
correct?
I'm
Is it
sorry?
901 Rice Street?
Well, hold on. They're going to give you a link that you're going to have to put your information in first prior to going there.
Alrighty.
Okay, so hold on a second. We're getting you some info. Yes, Ms. McLeod, I'm sorry.
Could you explain to Mr. Frazier how a signature bond works, Your Honor? Because I think he doesn't know.
Yeah, Mr. Frazier, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Let me ask you a question. Are you driving?
No, I'm sitting in the parking lot.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna make sure you're not. But with the signature bond, it's going to be signing self out. So but it has to go through the pretrial services. And so the level 2, believe, means he's going to report twice a month, I believe, have to report to them. They will be checking on him, especially with his curfew. So you're going to have a phone number, a cell number for your brother to have and use for that. And they will be checking on him with the curfew. But you're going to, I believe, upload your picture ID, and they're going to give you this link. Put in your information, which will be your address. If you're moving and that address changes, the first person you need to call with your new address is going to be pretrial services. Because I heard you say you might be moving closer to your parents. So you've got to keep your address current at all times, and also with your attorney and your brother's attorney, I'm sorry.
Yes, Your Honor.
So I think you have to do this upload to the link, if I'm not incorrect, prior to going down to pick him up. Isn't that correct, everyone?
Your Honor, we do not have a link. I just verified and confirmed.
Uh-oh.
Do you guys still need me?
No, Ms. Williams. No, Ms. Williams, you're free to go.
Okay, thank you.
But Ms. Williams, if your son needs assistance, please give it to him. Since your mom.
I will. I'm actually getting off of work now, getting ready to head home.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, hold on a second, Mr. Frazier. Since no one seems to have this link, we'll try to get this link for you, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Appreciate you.
Are you able to see the chat?
Yes, I can see you guys.
The chat messages?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Okay, because they may have you to put your email in there, because that's going to be pertinent in a second. All right, let's go to the next case. I see Lucia. Hello.
Your Honor, good afternoon.
Which case, deputies?
Position number 11, the Spanish interpreter case.
Okay. This is 24 CR 003499F. Natalie Quintero, charged with 1 count of battery family violence.
Este va a ser el caso 24CR003499F en contra el Estado en contra de Natalie Quintero. Y el primer cargo es agresión doméstica.
And I see you so much, Miss Lucia, but I will be formal and swear you in if you don't mind. Raise your right hand for me. Do you affirm that you will interpret from Spanish to English and English to Spanish the proceedings for today with no embellishments to the best of your abilities?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. All right, pre-trial. I think she went to get the link. Mr. Jordan,
Yes, Your Honor.
do you by chance have that mysterious link for a
I,
pretrial
I
at all.
don't judge. I just tried to call pretrial, but I keep getting a voicemail on every number that I dial.
I
I
know.
even looked on the
I would
website. I didn't
say,
see a
I
link.
think they left Miss Jackson there today. Miss Jackson, did you get any help?
Yeah, I have the link and I'm gonna send it to the PD
Ah, okay, to
Thank you.
PD. Send
because
it to
what,
PD Kim and PD Cook so they can
okay,
both have it.
okay. Let me go ahead and, do you want the, the history for position 11, Your Honor?
Yes, please. I know you're
Okay,
multitasking. Thank you.
that's
Um,
okay.
Your Honor, I just wanted to ask before we move on, the link, are we going to send it, Ms. Jackson, are you going to send it to the defense attorney for Mr. O'Neill? That was Ms. McLeod or Mr. Frazier, whoever.
Oh, I
needs
think
to
I
have
said
that
the wrong
information.
one.
Yes,
Thank
Judge.
you, ASG McCutcheon. Yes, it is Miss McLeod. But I wanted Kim and Cook attached, all three PDs on there today so they can have it for the future.
Thank
Okay.
you.
And then
Alright.
you all would get it to him. He doesn't need to put his email in chat, correct?
I don't have his email address, but I can text to him.
Okay.
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 All right. I'm gonna give you the history before I send that out, Your Honor. On
Okay.
position 11, there is one prior cycle out of Arizona. That last arrest was January the 24th, 2024, out of Arizona. It was with the U.S. Customs and Border Protection for an alien inadmissibility arrest. There was no disposition for that arrest. I do appear to meet the criteria for UJ or through the jail. There's a 91% chance of appearing for court and an 87% chance of remaining arrest-free. Nothing in addition.
Thank you.
Y
State.
la juez pidió previos antecedentes. Los antecedentes previos incluyen un arresto previo en Arizona el 24 de enero del 2024 por lo que es la patrulla de la frontera de los Estados Unidos por inaccesibilidad de inmigración. Entonces también le dan porcentajes de la probabilidades de que usted regrese a corte cuando se le da la cita y probabilidades de que vuelva a ser arrestada.
All right. State.
Yes, Your Honor. I would like to sound, if I could, to see if Mr. Alberto Rodriguez is on the Zoom. One of our victim advocates did speak with the victim earlier this morning. But moving right along.
El señor Alberto Rodríguez, señor Alberto, si se encuentra en la llamada de Zoom, por favor, prenda su cámara y su micrófono.
I see an Alberto M.
Yes, I'm here.
Turn on your camera. Oh.
Yes.
Judge, the state expects the evidence would show that this case involves the defendant who resided with the victim who's on the screen, Mr. Alberto Rodriguez. On the date of the incident, as alleged, the defendant scratched Mr. Rodriguez, leaving visible scratch marks on his face and arms. She also threw an object through the resident's window, breaking that window. And apparently there was some concern about the safety of Mr. Rodriguez and other persons in the home, as well as the defendant herself, who seemed to be having some type of episode. Did you want to interpret that?
Yes, ma'am. I'm
That was
taking,
long.
It was long.
Let me wrap up my notes.
Yes,
Okay.
my apologies.
It's okay. Y lo que presenta la fiscalía es lo siguiente. En realidad, la persona que está acusada vive en el mismo hogar con el señor Rodríguez, Alberto Rodríguez. El día del incidente, él presentaba rasguños en la cara y en los brazos. Aparte, hubo una ventana rota que se rompió por algo de lo que la acusada tiró por la ventana. Ese día, una vez que llegaron los agentes, había preocupación por la seguridad tanto del señor Rodríguez como de las otras personas en la casa. Go ahead.
Yes, Your Honor, the state would recommend, as a bond recommendation in this case, that the court order a $3,500 good bond, $2,000 bond for the battery family violence, and a $2,500 bond for the battery family violence, and a $1,000 bond for the criminal trespass, both bonds being good bonds. that the defendant have no contact whatsoever with the victim, Alberto Rodriguez, as well as no contact with witnesses who provided statements to law enforcement on the date of this incident. Those witnesses are Mr. Jose Gregoria, Gregoria, Montoya, Montoya, and the second witness, a Norellis, and I may be mispronouncing that, Norelys, last name Polanco, Polanco. Additionally, that the defendant not return to the incident location at 120 Calbourne Court in Alpharetta, that the defendant possessed
Hold
no
on a second.
weapons.
Hold on 1 second.
Thank
Do
you,
you want to
Judge.
do that much, Lucia, maybe?
Y lo que la fiscalía está pidiendo a la juez como castigo es lo siguiente: un bono de fianza pagado por $3,500. Eso en $2,500 por el cargo de agresión doméstica y $1,000 por el cargo de allanamiento de morada. Y los 3,500 tiene que ser un bono con el colateral. No, también está pidiendo la fiscalía que la juez ordene que no exista contacto, nunca más, entre la agresora y el señor Alberto Montoya Rodríguez. Tampoco que exista contacto con los otros testigos de este evento, el señor José Gregoria Montoya y el señor o señora Noreli Polanco. También pide la fiscalía que se le ordene no regresar a la vivienda que está en el 120 Carbon Court en Alpharetta.
And additionally, Your Honor, no weapons, no alcohol or drugs.
También está pidiendo la fiscalía que se le ordene que no puede poseer ningún arma, no puede beber bebidas alcohólicas, no drogas.
And that the defendant obtain a mental health evaluation and comply with any current mental health treatment and medications as prescribed.
También pide la fiscalía que la señora se someta a una evaluación de salud mental y que cumpla con cualquier indicación que resulte de dicha evaluación.
All right.
And Your Honor, if I might ask Mr. Rodriguez if he wishes to make a statement to the court regarding the bond or any of the circumstances surrounding this matter.
Yes, please.
También la fiscalía está pidiendo o dándole la oportunidad al señor Rodríguez que diga algo en cuanto a la fianza, el bono de fianza o al caso en general.
All right. Mr. Rodriguez, can you raise your right hand so I can swear you in? Do you affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth and nothing but the truth under the penalty of perjury?
Yes, I do.
All right. Are you in fear of Mr. Quintero?
I fear for my family.
All right. Do you want to have any further contact with Mr. Quintero?
Before to answer the question straight, may I say something?
Yes.
She came to the country to see if it's possible to get a life with me. She got no family, she got no friends, she got no work, she had nothing. As soon as I start this process, I don't know where she's gonna be. I'm asking if it's possible some help, mental help for her, because believe me, she's not herself, and that's why this situation is happening. I fear, yes, for all the people in my house, but I fear as well for her that if as soon as this process starts, I don't know where she's gonna go. She's gonna be like a homeless.
Y entonces la juez le da una oportunidad al señor Alberto Rodríguez de hablar. La primera pregunta que la juez le hizo al señor es si es que él teme por el bienestar de su familia. Y la respuesta del señor Rodríguez es que sí, que él teme por el bienestar de la familia. También teme o le preocupa el bienestar de la acusada, ya que está recién llegada, ya que no tiene familia ni ningún otro soporte y que básicamente no va a tener a dónde irse y va a estar en las calles. Pide a la juez si es que se puede hacer algún tipo de ayuda para salud mental o evaluación para salud mental.
All right. All right, thank you, Mr. Rodriguez. PD Kim?
Yes, Your Honor. My client, Miss Quintero, is 30 years old.
Sí, su señoría, en cuanto a la defensora pública, es el turno de ella ahora, y dice sí, su señoría, mi cliente, la señora Quintero, tiene 30 años de edad.
She has been here in Georgia about 3 months.
Ha
She
estado. Go ahead.
She has no place to go if she cannot return back to 120 Calburn Court.
Ella ha estado en el estado de Georgia por 3 meses. No tiene ningún lugar a donde regresar si es que no puede regresar a 120 Carbon Court en Alpharetta.
Only income she gets is from working for Mr. Abolto.
El único ingreso que ella tiene y recibe es de trabajar para el señor Alberto.
She has no children with Mr. Abolter.
No tiene ningún hijo ella con el señor Alberto.
She also has a bachelor's degree for nursing from Venezuela.
Y ella tiene un título de enfermera de Venezuela.
We would like to request for signature on bond through jail.
Quisiéramos pedir una fianza, un bono de fianza únicamente bajo la firma para salir de la cárcel.
No further violent contact with Mr. Abolto. That's what she would like to have.
Y otra cosa que ella solicita es no contacto con el señor Alberto, no contacto violento con el señor Alberto.
And she wants to return back home, 120 Carbon Courts, Johns Creek, Georgia.
Y ella sí quisiera regresar a la vivienda en 120 Carbonet Court en Alpharetta, Georgia.
And she denies the allegation. She believes she was doing for self-defense.
Ella niega la alegación. Ella indica que se estaba defendiendo ella.
That's all, Your Honor. No further.
Y eso es todo, su señoría.
So, what is the, again, the connection or relationship with the victim and the defendant?
It's the state's understanding, Your Honor, that the defendant resided in the victim's home. And also, Your Honor, on the face of the warrant, the officer's narrative also contains a statement that the officer observed a video that Mr. Alberto Rodriguez presented to the officer that depicted the incident. Mr. Rodriguez, is that correct that the defendant, Miss, I don't want to mispronounce her name, Miss Quintero, resided in your home?
Yes, she resided on my house. And yes, I showed the video to the officer yesterday where she was so violent. She was throwing dumbbells to the front window and she broke it. And she was throwing so many rocks to the trucks, to the environment. She destroyed the entire basement. It's a really bad situation.
La juez preguntó cuál era el parentesco o la relación entre la acusada y el señor Alberto Rodríguez. La fiscalía indicó que de acuerdo al arresto y el agente de policía, él fue presentado un video, una grabación, enseñando a la acusada de la violencia que ella estaba presentando. La fiscalía entonces le pregunta al señor Alberto si es que eso es correcto y él indica que sí, que la policía vio ese video que había sido tomado el día del incidente, en donde se ve el comportamiento de la acusada violento que estaba tirando pesas por la ventana, piedras y que destruyó el basement de la casa, el sótano.
From my understanding, I was told that she works for Mr. Alberto and she resides with Alberto and she has a relationship with him.
Y de lo que yo entiendo, dice la defensora pública, porque la jueza preguntó cuál era el parentesco o la relación entre los dos, la defensora pública indica que de lo que ella entiende existe una relación entre los dos, viven juntos y aparte trabaja la acusada para el señor Alberto.
I would like to reiterate that she was defending herself. She was not the first aggressor. She was attacked, and the video only shows after she was attacked.
Y también quisiera decir que ella no fue la primera agresora, que ella se estaba defendiendo, ella, y que el video indica lo de después de que ella fue atacada, más no el ataque del agresor inicial.
Okay.
Your Honor, if I might just say, if the defendant is asserting that she was not the primary aggressor and that she was defending herself, then that is even more reason why the defendant should not return to that location.
Right.
Y la fiscalía añade que si es que la acusada alega que ella no fue quien empezó la agresión violenta, entonces esa es mayor razón para que ella no regrese a esa vivienda.
And PD Kim, did you see any evidence of an MH issue?
No,
When you interviewed her?
no, no. And also, Your Honor, she has no other place to go. She does not have anybody else to ask for the bond to be paid. So Mr. Alberto is the only one she knows here in Georgia.
All right. I'm going to order a $3,500 signature bond through pretrial. And with pretrial, it's gonna be level 1. And I'm going to, let's see, with the battery family violence, that will be 2,500 and then 1,000 on the criminal trespass for a total of 3,500. And to stay away from the incident location and no further contact with Mr. Alberto Rodriguez.
Y la orden judicial es la siguiente. Se le concede un bono de fianza únicamente con su firma, sin tener que pagar nada en este momento, pendiente a regresar a la corte el día que se le dé la fecha. El bono en total de fianza es de $3,500. Eso es $2,500 por la acusación de agresión doméstica y $1,000 por la acusación de allanamiento de morada. Son $3,500. Aparte de eso, la orden judicial es que permanezca lejos y no se acerque a esa residencia de 120 Cabernet Street y que no tenga ningún contacto con el señor Alberto Rodríguez.
All right. No drugs, alcohol, weapons, or guns while on bond.
Mientras el tiempo que está bajo fianza, antes de presentarse nuevamente al tribunal cuando se le dé la fecha, no puede ser dueña ni poseer ningún arma, ni tomar bebidas alcohólicas, ni drogas.
Okay. Trying to see that I leave off anything. Let me add a 2-day anger awareness course through pretrial.
También voy a añadir que necesita, como orden judicial, necesita tomar un curso, una clase que dure 2 días sobre riesgo y manejo de ira.
And I think that's it. Did I leave off anything?
I believe that's it, Judge. The state had asked for no contact with the witnesses who it's my understanding also resided at that residence. Is that correct, Mr. Alberto? That the witnesses Polanco and Montoya reside at the same location at your home?
Yes, Norelis
Yes.
Polanco is the owner of the house, and she's my sister.
Okay, let me add on the other two witnesses to have no further contact with them either.
También es orden, un momento, señor Alberto. También es orden judicial que no puede tener ningún contacto con las otras personas que habitan en esa casa, tanto la señora Norelis Polanco como el señor José Gregoria Montoya. And Your Honor, I believe Mr. Alberto wants to say something. He was raising his hand.
Okay.
Yeah, in my house also live my dad, 80 years old, Jose Montoya, and that's the most concern about his safety. Also, I really want to repeat if it's possible for her to get a mental diagnosis.
Objection.
Okay, I think that we'll leave that to the trial or later hearing, Mr. Rodriguez, okay?
All right, thank you.
This is just for the bond hearing today.
Judge, can we ask what is the name of Mr. Rodriguez's dad, his father?
Yes.
Jose Montoya.
Jose Montoya?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. We'd ask no contact with Jose Montoya as well, Your Honor.
All right, granted.
He was not a victim of the case. He was not ever mentioned in the warrant. I don't think that should happen, Your Honor.
Judge, if the victim has testified under oath that that person resides at the home and we're asking the court to order the defendant not to return to that location, we'd also like to ask the court to order that she not have any contact with persons that reside at that home.
Okay. I'm going to add no further contact with the other two witnesses who are listed in the police report or who testified in this case. I'm going to add them as well.
Y la parte de la orden judicial, el no contacto con el señor Rodríguez también incluye no contacto con las personas que viven en la casa. Eso es la señora Polanco y también el padre del señor Rodríguez, que se llama José Montoya.
Okay. Anything else, counsel?
Not from the state. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay.
Nothing from defense, Your Honor.
All right. Is that it, Lucia? Do you want to sound?
Y eso es todo por el caso de hoy. I can sound, Your Honor.
Okay.
Damas y caballeros, si es que hay alguna otra persona que necesite ayuda en español o ayuda de un intérprete, si por favor pueden prender su micrófono, prender su cámara. I believe that's it, Your Honor. If that is all my business today in the court, may I be excused?
Yes, you may. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good
All
afternoon.
right. You too.
Your Honor, what was the breakdown on that?
That was 2,500 on the battery and 1,000 on the trespass.
And my apologies for speaking so quickly to the interpreter.
Oh, that's okay.
All right, next we have position number 17, Mr. Wright.
Okay. This is 24 CR 003500G. Jared Wright, one count of battery. Pre-trial?
There's one prior cycle. It was on November the 12th, 2018 in Clayton County for theft by shoplifting. That charge was null pros on February the 7th, 2019. He does appear to meet the criteria for UJR through the jail. There's a 91% chance of appearing for court. and an 87% chance of remaining arrest-free. Nothing in addition, Your Honor.
All right.
Your Honor, the defendant in this case is actually a security guard at a CVS located at 235 Peachtree Street in Atlanta, Fulton County. His manager, the manager at the CVS, asked the defendant security guard to watch the victim, Nicholas Shadrack, for shoplifting, to keep an eye on him for shoplifting. The defendant did approach Mr. Shadrack and asked him and told him he would have to leave the store if he wasn't buying anything. Mr. Shadrack responded that he was shopping and identified himself as a homeless individual. The defendant again approached him and asked him if he could help with anything. And the surveillance footage, Your Honor, shows that Mr. Shadrack attempted to walk around the defendant, but that the defendant pushed him, an altercation ensued, and the defendant caused bruising under the right eye and minor bruising on the forehead of Mr. Shadrack. The defendant was determined to be the primary aggressor because he pushed Mr. Shadrack first with both hands, Your Honor. The state is asking for a $2,000 good bond and no further contact with Nicholas Shadrack.
All right, PD Kim.
Yes, Your Honor, we never had a chance to review the videotapes, so we object to that. Mr. Wright is 32 years old as a security guard. He was doing his job and he was about to be attacked, and so he wanted to just make sure that he was not getting hurt. There was a huge misunderstanding about his being aggressor or anything like that, Your Honor. He has a 1-year-old son and he has his fiance living together. He's a sole provider for both of them. I mean, three of them actually are full. I mean, he is the one head of the household providing the bread for everybody. And he has a high school diploma and he works really hard, almost like 7 days a week. We would like to request for signature on bond through jail as he is recommended for so. Thank you.
All right. I think I'll go ahead and enter the $2,000 signature bond through the jail. And I am going to order no drugs, alcohol, weapons, or guns while on bond. Stay away from, is it 235 Peachtree Street?
Yes, Your Honor, 235 Peachtree Street.
Okay. And no further contact with the victim, Nicholas. And I don't know that I wrote that last name down right.
Shadrack, Shadrick.
Shadrack. Okay.
Your Honor, the 235 Peachtree is where my client works. So I was wondering if he can go back to work if he's not fired from the location.
Well, the security guard I could think is there for the whole building. I'm concerned about my victim's safety. Right now, no. I know that maybe where he works probably doesn't have a job there anyway, but I'm not going to order that because the security guard will be there. And that's who you said, Mr. Nicholas is the security guard, right, at that building?
No, my client is a security guard, Your Honor.
The defendant is the security guard, Your Honor. Mr. Shadrack, I believe, was a patron of the CVS.
Oh, just a patron. Okay. Well, I'm again, the patrons have to be safe from security guards that are overzealous or something like that. I don't like the facts. I want to make sure all the workers and all the customers in CVS are going to be safe. So he needs to stay away from, the defendant needs to stay away from that CVS. I'm not sure how I'm going to say that, but he's to have no further contact with him. So He can't have any contact. He can't come to the CVS. So he needs to act according to that. All right. Anything else?
Nothing further from
Nothing
defense.
further.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, next we're gonna go to the add-on calendar, position number 3, Mr. Charles.
This is 24 CR 003512 J. Charles Stevens, charge of 1 count of theft by taking. Pretrial.
He has 25 cycles. The last arrest was February the 5th, 2024 in Fulton County for forgery in the 3rd degree, a felony. There was no disposition for that arrest. He does appear to have an open case pending for larceny. And there was no case number provided for that. Well, I apologize. Yeah, it looks more like a reference number. That was with the city of Atlanta, Yana. And this may be it. 24 PI 000880. And he does have prior felony convictions. It's one in 2019 out of Cobb County for possession of cocaine. One in 2014 out of Cobb County for possession of cocaine. One in 2010 out of Paulding County for possession of cocaine. One in 2008 out of Bartow County for forgery in the 1st degree. One in 2007 for theft by conversion and financial or transaction card fraud. There's an additional one in 2007 out of Cobb County for possession of controlled substance. It's one in 2005 out of Clayton County for escape. There's one in 2003 out of Carroll County for theft by conversion. He does have misdemeanor convictions. It's one in 2001 out of Paulding County for theft by taking. It's one in 1999 out of Paulding County for 2 counts of theft by taking. It's additional one in 1999 out of Douglas County for 2 counts of theft by taking. Does appear to meet the criteria for UJR a level 3. There's a 79% chance of him appearing for court and a 55% chance of him remaining arrest-free. Nothing in addition, Your Honor.
All right.
Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. In addition to what pretrial has recited to the court.
And your camera.
I'm sorry, Judge.
Mm-hmm.
In addition to what pretrial has announced to the court, the state's records also show that the defendant has that 24 P100880 pending case here in the Fulton County District Attorney's Office is for the charge of burglary. The defendant also has a pending theft by taking here in Fulton County State Court, 24 CR 003512J. Based on the defendant's aggravated criminal history, Your Honor, the state would recommend that on this theft by taking of the object as alleged in the warrant and in the accusation, that the defendant be granted a bond in the amount of $5,000, a good bond, that the defendant not return to the incident location, which is the Love Shack, a store located at 4040 Fulton Industrial Boulevard, that the defendant have no contact with the complainant and owner of that merchant owner of that location, a Miss Parthenia, Parthenia, last name Walker, that the defendant possessed no weapons, which he should not because he is a convicted felon anyway, but that he possessed no weapons while on bond in this matter, and that he consumed no alcohol and no drugs.
All right. PD Kim?
Yes, Your Honor. My client, Mr. Stefan is 52 years old and he has been residentially challenged, Your Honor. I believe there's already good bond for theft by shoplifting. It's $1,000. Even $1,000 he's not able to pay for. He has no job. He has not had that for about 5 years, ever since he has been homeless for 5 years. He does not have an ID. He does not have a birth certificate with him. So I don't think he can pay for his bond at all. And he has a high school education up to 11th grade, and he has a GED, Your Honor. We would like to request for a signature on bond. However, if Your Honor is not inclined to give him a signature on bond because of 25 cycles, we would like to request that $1,000 coupon to remain as is. Even that, I really doubt he's going to be able to pay for it, and he has nobody else to pay to bond him out. His mother, who is 80 some odd years old, is currently at hospice, not being able to help him at all. That's it, Your Honor. Thanks.
Counsel Kim, the defendant did have a 2018 outstanding case for theft by shoplifting, an incident at the same incident location as the instant case. However, that case, the state filed a not on docket for that case. Is that the theft by shoplifting you're referring to with the $1,000 bond? That case was dismissed today.
Oh, that one was $1,500 because there were originally two of them, and one of them had $1,500 surety bond, and the other one had $1,000. And the one that you dismissed is $1,500, and the one we still have is $1,000.
Okay, that was the 2018 shoplifting then that was dismissed, and this is the theft by taking, the instant one.
Okay. I'm going to order a $2,500 signature bond through the jail. Stay away from the Love Shack. Just please stay away from there, Mr. Stevens.
Well, I promise.
No drugs, alcohol, weapons, or guns while on bond. And do we have to say anything about contact?
Well, Judge, apparently both cases involve the same complainant who the state would, I would state in my place, according to the warrants, that complainant, store owner, hired the defendant and allowed the defendant to work at the location. But that complainant is the victim in both the cases. So the state, yes, would ask that the court order no contact with her.
Okay. So do the stay away, no further contact.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
Mm-hmm.
Next, we have position number 14, Mr. Stidham.
This is number 4, you said?
14.
Oh, 14. I'm sorry. This is 24 CR 003496E. Is it ZD Stidham or Stidham? Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that name. Charged with expired tag or unregistered vehicle. Pre-trial.
Honor, he has 24 cycles. The last arrest was March the 11th, 2020 in Liberty County, Georgia for obstruction of an officer and driving while license suspended or revoked. He does appear to have an outstanding hold out of Hinesville, Georgia for a probation violation that was on June the 1st, 2022. In addition to that, he appears to be on probation in Liberty County for possession of cocaine. That disposition date was August the 12th, 2021, and the term is for 3 years. He does have one prior felony conviction that was in 1993 out of Bullock County, Georgia, for possession of controlled substance. And he does have misdemeanor convictions. One in 2020 out of Liberty County for disorderly conduct. One in 2019 out of Long County for driving while license suspended or revoked. And he received a no low contendory sentence in 2013 out of Clayton County for driving while license suspended or revoked. And one in 2012 out of Statesboro, Georgia, for driving while license suspended or revoked. And he does appear to meet the criteria for UJR at level 2, with an 84% chance of appearing for court and a 65% chance of remaining arrest-free. Nothing in addition, Your Honor.
Okay.
Your Honor, officers were patrolling on Camp Creek Parkway at Old Fairburn Road and noticed a gray Chevy Tahoe with an expired tag. They pulled over the defendant and saw that while he did have a valid license, he had an active warrant for the probation violation. I believe that's the Hinesville, Georgia hold that she was referencing. The state is asking for a $500 good bond just on this just on the expired tag, Your Honor. It sounds like he will not be being released, though, due to the hold.
Okay.
And of course, you know, no driving condition once he is released.
Okay. State?
That was state, Your Honor.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No problem, Your Honor. My client is 56 years old, Your Honor, and as our solicitor mentioned, he does have a valid license, Your Honor, and that was not his car. I think he already has a $200 surety bond for that expired tag. I really would think it should be changed to UJR, signature on bond through jail. He's not going anywhere anyway, Your Honor, until another county comes and pick him up. He will be in the jail, definitely more than what he deserves to be for expired tag. We would like to request for that. He is going to be losing his job. Even though he's working right now, he does have associate degree and he has his family here in Georgia. He was born and raised here. He's not running away. He will not go anywhere. We would like to request for a signature on bond through jail. Thank you.
Okay. I'll go ahead and give him a $500 signature bond through the jail and release him to his hold. No drugs, alcohol, weapons, or guns while on bond. And no driving unless he has a valid license and registration.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Welcome.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
I haven't went yet, and like, will I be the last person to go?
I don't know, the deputies downtown, we have our other, in the triple defendants with, Union City deputy. What would you like to do?
You can go ahead, we can go to, Union City.
Okay.
Your Honor, I just want to ask, make certain that there are no Riverside issues. I think the issue was with this defendant, there's no attorney. No attorney has been appointed to represent
Oh,
him.
that's
Is that
right.
the
This
issue?
is the one. Yes. This is
I want to
Mr.
make certain there's no Riverside issues, Judge.
Right. What is your name, sir?
Me,
Yes.
John Stone.
Oh, this was the add-on. Let's see. He was June 5th. Who's he? He was arrested on June 5th.
So he would have to come back before the court tomorrow then, Judge. Tomorrow's the
Yeah.
7th?
Mm-hmm. They'll bring him back tomorrow.
Okay.
How old are you, sir?
17.
Yeah, can't represent himself anyway. Yeah, he'll be reset till tomorrow. Mr. Jordan, you'll check on that for us.
I will
Make
do.
sure he gets a conflict defender.
All right. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Who was that, Mr. Stone?
Yes.
Yes, he was on the add-on.
Okay, and so he's reset.
Yes, tomorrow for conflict defender.
Okay. All right, next we'll go with position number 16, Mr. Watson.
All right. (24 CR 003505D), Kenneth Watson, charged with 1 count of simple battery against a police officer. Pretrial.
Your Honor, he does not have any prior arrests on file. He appeared to meet the criteria for UJR through the jail. There's a 91% chance of appearing before it and an 87% chance of remaining arrest-free. Nothing in addition.
Okay.
Your Honor, Mr. Watson left his bag unattended on the street on Ralph David Abernathy Boulevard, and when he returned, it was stolen. He interacted with a police officer who was sitting in his patrol car, and they were discussing what Mr. Watson's options were about, trying to get his bag back, etc. And apparently Mr. Watson did not like what he was getting from the advice and information he was getting from the officer. And so he hit the officer's arm that was hanging outside of the patrol car, and alleged that the officer had his hand in the defendant's face. The officer denies that. The state is asking for a $1,000 signature bond, Your Honor, and no drugs, weapons, or alcohol.
Okay.
And no further contact with the officer, of course.
May I speak?
I'm sorry, who are you?
I'm Mr. Watson's mom, Sherelle McDaniel, Your Honor. How are you?
I'm good. You have to turn on your camera. I can't speak to you.
They got it. It says this has been disabled on y'all end. You cannot start your video because the host has disabled it.
Mr. Jordan.
Can you see me now?
No.
It's still saying the same thing.
Mr. Jordan.
Hold on a minute, Judge. I'm gonna do it. He had stepped away for a minute.
Your Honor, I just want to say for the record also that this defendant is 26 years old. And if there's facts that his mother was at the scene, I don't have those facts. So I'm not really sure what she's going to be testifying to or speaking to. He's not a minor.
Right.
Your Honor, I believe that she was on the phone whole time while
Yes, I see you.
Were
Can
you
you see
at
me,
the
Judge?
I can see you now. Were you at the scene?
No, ma'am. No, Your Honor. I wasn't. I was on the call with Mr. Watson, which is my
All right.
son. He's 25.
All right, let me hear the facts first. I'm not for sure if you will be able to testify.
So the facts are, Your Honor, that Mr. Watson lost a bag, interacted verbally with the officer to get advice on what to do, and struck the officer in the arm. Unprovoked.
Okay. PD Kim, let me let you go first.
Yes, Your Honor, my client denies the allegation. He was hit by the officer and he was protecting himself. That has nothing to do with it. There was no intention to hit the officer. He wanted to block his officer's hand so he doesn't get hurt anymore. I believe the mother was on the phone the whole time to try to figure out what was going on. He just wanted to find his lost bag, and just because he wanted to find lost bag, he was attacked by the officer, Your Honor. And I think we have no objection to signature on bond through jail and no drug, alcohol, weapon, Your Honor. He graduated from high school. He works really hard as a flagging. He does a flagging job for the construction site. He does not have a child. He's a very good person and diligent person. That's all, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. McDaniel, I don't believe I need to hear from you because I'm going to allow a signature bond.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
you can save that testimony for the trial or the court date. I don't believe it's necessary today for the bond hearing, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right,
Agreed.
thank you. All
Your
right.
Honor, one question. I don't know about this stuff. It's new to him and me, I don't know. So what do I do? What happened
You don't
now?
have to do anything. He'll be able to sign his own bond and get out.
And okay, is that right? Is that Rice Street? May I ask? Did I
Yes.
pick him up at? Okay, so can I
Yes.
leave now and head that way?
Probably not. It'll be some time. We usually tell people late tonight. I have no clue. He'll probably just have to call you. I'm not in control of the jail and how soon that would be. Probably be later rather than sooner.
Okay, thank you so much, Your
Okay.
Honor. Have a great
You're
one.
welcome. You too.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm going to order a $2,000 signature bond through the jail. And no drugs, alcohol, weapons, or guns while on bond. And no further contact with the officer.
Your Honor, I think it has to be no further violent contact with the officer because he cannot, if he does not want to have a contact, he will be arrested for eluding or fleeing by the officer. So I don't want him to be in the position of like being difficult.
Well, what would be the odds the same officer would be there?
High because he will be assigned to that zone wherever he is working. So probably no for the violent contact might be the best, Your Honor.
Yes, be careful, Mr. Watson. Don't have any negative interactions or violent interactions with officers. I know there's two sides to every story, but I would caution you to be careful. I guess with reluctance, I will make it no further violent contact in case you're in peril and this officer comes. He can't choose whether he's going to assist you if you needed help or not. So I'll change it to no further violent contact. But as best you can, try not to have any interactions with that officer if you were to see him on the street or something like that. Try to go the other way, okay? All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
What was that dollar amount?
2,000 SOB jail.
All right, next, you're good. Next, we'll go with position number 3, Mr. Dixon.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Your Honor. I have one more question.
Yes, Mr. Frazier.
Hey, I was going to say I just came back in because I was looking for the email. I never got an email or anything.
Oh, well, the attorneys are still in court, so they may not have time to juggle to send it to you. Can you hold on a little bit longer? We're almost done. Who's sending that to him? PD Kim?
I'll be happy.
Mr. Fraser,
McLeod, yes.
I sent Mr. Fraser the email with the link.
I'm going to send you my email now. I appreciate
Is
it.
that the MVP.LLC 2019?
Yes, ma'am.
Look in your
That's where I
spam.
sent it to.
May have gone to your spam.
All right, I'm going to check it. Appreciate it.
Okay.
All right. Position 3 is 24 CR 003501E Nicholas Dixon, charged with 1 count of driving, fleeing or attempting to elude police. 2nd count reckless driving. 3rd count speeding. 4th count driving expired or no license plate. 5th count HOV lane violation. Pretrial.
He has a total of 8 cycles. The last arrest was August 14th, 2022 in Fulton County for attempt to purchase a firearm by a convicted felon and possession of marijuana less than an ounce. He does appear to have an open case pending in Fulton County. That case number is 23 SC 188803 for possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, an attempt to purchase a firearm by a convicted felon, and possession of marijuana less than an ounce, and a seatbelt violation. He does have a prior felony conviction. It's one in 2019 out of Henry County for 2 counts of theft by receiving stolen property and possession of marijuana with the intent to distribute. And he does have misdemeanor sentences. He did receive first offender treatment in 2017 for possession of marijuana less than an ounce. That case was sealed April the 19th, 2019. And he received a nolo contendere sentence in 2013 out of Clayton County for unauthorized discharge of a firearm within 50 yards of a public highway. He does appear to meet the criteria for UJR a level 3. with a 79% chance of appearing for court and a 55% chance of remaining arrest-free. Nothing in addition, Your Honor.
Thank you. State.
Yes, Your Honor. The defendant is accused of being the only passenger in the car while driving in the HOV lane, driving 94 miles per hour in a 55-mile-per-hour roadway, driving without a valid license plate, and failing to bring his vehicle to a stop for police officers. The state is recommending a $500 surety bond for the reckless driving, speeding, expired license plate, and HOV violation, and a $1,000 surety bond for fleeing and attempting to elude, which makes that a $3,000 total surety bond, no driving without a valid license, insurance, and registration, and no drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond.
Okay. PD Cook.
Yes, Your Honor, he's got some issues going on in Superior Court, with some bonds or no bonds actually. So we would just be asking for the recommendation of pretrial SOB level 3 and what other restriction the court deems appropriate.
Okay. What was the recommendation by the state as far as the breakdown?
It was a $500 for the reckless driving, speeding, expired license plate, and HOV violation, and $1,000 for fleeing and attempting to elude.
Okay. And he's got the felony bond as well, correct?
That is my understanding, Your Honor, yes.
All right, I will grant the $3,000 signature bond through the jail. And that's 1,000 on the fleeing, driving, and 500 on the other 4, for a total of 3,000. No drugs, alcohol, weapons, or guns while on bond. And I guess no driving without a valid tag or decal. I was gonna say without a license, but I don't know if his license was suspended or not. That should be it.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, could you break that down one more time?
Yes, sir. 1,000 on the driving, fleeing,
Mm-hmm.
and 500 on the other 4.
Okay. All right, next we have Mr. Position number 8, Mr. McKay.
Huh? This is 24 CR 0035110C, Michael McKay, charged at 1 count of simple battery family violence. Pretrial.
He has a total of 9 cycles. The last arrest was September 27, 2021 in Barrow County, Georgia for a probation violation. The underlying charge was forgery in the 4th degree. He does have misdemeanor convictions. One in 2019 out of Barrow County for forgery in the 4th degree. One in 2018 out of DeKalb County for theft by taking. One in 2011 out of Douglasville, Georgia for theft by shoplifting. He does appear to meet the criteria for UJR level 2 with an 84% chance of appearing for court and a 71% chance of remaining arrest-free. Nothing in addition, Your Honor.
Okay. State.
Yes, Your Honor. The defendant and the victim in this case, Ms. Takiria Dunn, were having an argument when the defendant pushed the victim. The victim stated that she did grab the defendant to calm him down, and the defendant stated that he pushed her arms off of him, which caused her to fall. The victim stated that she called the police so the defendant would understand that he could not put his hands on her. I would like to add that when the victim fell, she did fall onto her 3-year-old daughter. The state is recommending a $1,500 surety bond No further contact with the victim. Stay away from the incident location. And I have that location as 1218 Bell Avenue in East Point. No drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond.
All right, I think I see in the chat. I don't know if this is the victim or just the defendant's father.
I think it is the defendant's mother. I don't see the
Mother.
victim on the YouTube.
Okay.
Yes,
right.
I'm his mom. So
Okay, how old is Mr. McKay?
35.
Okay, Mom, you can just observe. You were not at the scene.
Look, you gotta ask him. I have 7 kids, so
That's okay, I understand, but you were not on the scene, correct?
no, ma'am. And I just want to make sure that that's just not his address where he pays rent and lives. So
Okay, well, we'll get that straightened out, but
Thank
hold
you.
on a second, okay?
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
Your Honor, my client is 34 years old and has lived in the Atlanta area that entire time. He does have a job with Kroger, distribution selector. The victim or the alleged victim in this case had only lived in the home for, well, this would be the middle of the second week, so we don't believe she has any claim to stay there. He does deny the allegations as stated in the warrant, but moreover, his name is on the house and he is paying the rent. We have no problem with a stay away, with no further contact with her, but staying away from the incident location would be unfair since it's his home, he pays the rent, and she has not, I mean, she's lived there maybe 10 days. So with that in mind, we would ask for a signature bond at whatever level the judge deems appropriate and the ability to go back to his home on Bell Avenue.
And our office has not had an opportunity to speak with the victim, so I can't corroborate how long that she has been living in the home, but the warrant did say that she was living there. And she is the victim in this case.
And they were in a relationship.
Yes, the warrant says that she was his girlfriend.
Okay. I will grant the $1,500 signature bond through the jail, but I'm going to have to order a stay away and no further contact until we can determine that the girlfriend has moved from the location. If he takes a police escort back to the property to sweep that property and determine that the victim, tell me her name again.
Takarya Dunn, and that is Takarya, and Dunn with 2 N's.
Okay, that Miss Dunn doesn't live there again, then he can stay there. If she does have items or things belonging to her there, then he must find somewhere else to go stay. This is how this goes. I know it seems hard. There hasn't even been the ample cooling down period. But we have to make sure and ensure that the victims are safe in the case. All right, Mr. McKay, I can read your body language, but that's how it has to go until we can sort things out.
As with the sweep of the property, would he also be allowed to have time to remove any of his personal items if she still is in fact
Yes,
there?
and then that escort or sweep will include a one-time escort to retrieve items from, his personal items from the home.
Your Honor.
Yes, Ms. McKay.
Yes, I mean, I definitely don't understand that. I mean, my son doesn't have anybody there. I live in Florida, so he definitely can't just pack up his stuff and go to his mom's house. That means that he'll be out on the street. My son is working. He's already missed probably days of work because they arrested him in East Point. And then since they couldn't see the charge in an East Point court, he had to wait to come to Fulton County. I mean, that is definitely not fair to him. He doesn't have anywhere to go, so he's gonna live on the streets.
Well, he has a job and he's working, so hopefully he may be able to get a hotel for a few days until we can sort this out and make sure that the victim is safe. That is the duty of the court, to make sure of that first and foremost. And so it may not sound fair, but that is the system, Marcy's law, and the parameters that we are under regarding the victim of domestic violence.
Well, I got to be somebody
Okay.
that should be called.
So you can talk to his attorney and speak to them so that they can apply for modification of the bond. If we find out otherwise after today, and get that information to his attorney so that they can do what they need to do to file for a motion to modify the bond. But that is what we have to do today until we get in contact with the victim and know
Okay, so
that
how long
it's safe.
how long does that take for you to get in contact with the victim?
That's on the state, and they'll do that. Mr. McKay, you need to be careful. Your attorney's not going to want you to speak and say something against your interest. You can let your attorney know that. And I don't know, Mr. Cook, if you want him to speak.
No, I don't want him to speak, but I could add that given what we believe is the shortness of time of her time in the home, he may have grounds to go ahead and start an eviction if he wanted to proceed down that line.
Okay, right. There's
Am I gonna
certain
look-
legal
I mean,
parameters, Ms. McKay, and I do have to move on because it is 4:33.
I
We
mean,
have
I
to get these
understand. I
orders
understand that.
we have to get these orders to the jail. And the longer it is delayed, the longer they have in getting out. So your son does have a signature bond through the jail. So he will be able to sign his own bond and get out. And he'll have to sort out the living arrangements in order to not violate the conditions of his bond, which are to have no further contact
Okay.
with his girlfriend. Okay.
All right. Love you, son. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right.
I'm trying to tell you, man. That's
Oh shit, that dog scared. I ain't gonna
Mr. Cook, can you tell your client again? He still has his hand raised.
Yes, sir, this is, I mean, the bond hearing is over. You'll get it out on your signature. You will have to stay away until we can show that the alleged victim is no longer in the home. You can also start an eviction proceeding when you get out, but I would not say anything else.
Position number 9, the waiver.
9 is a waiver. Okay. And that's the last one.
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Okay.
I believe we have position, was it 2 on the add-on calendar? Karen Daniels?
And 4. Position 2 is a medical reset, MH reset.
Thank you.
Okay. And then 4 is reset till tomorrow.
Okay.
There's a conflict defender available.
Okay.
All right, position 9, 24 CR 003495G, Daquan Moss, charged with 1 count of criminal trespass. Pretrial?
Your Honor, I apologize. What, that's position 9?
Yes.
Okay. Right. All right, there are 7 cycles. The last arrest was February the 14th, 2024 in Fulton County for criminal trespassing. Does appear to have an open case pending in Fulton County for criminal trespassing. That case number is 24 CR 000674 and the letter G. Has an additional open open case in Fulton County for criminal trespassing. That case number is 24 CR 003018 and the letter G. There were no convictions listed in the GCIC.
He does appear to meet the criteria for UJR a level 3 with a 79% chance of appearing for court and a 50% chance of remaining arrest-free. Nothing in addition, Your Honor.
All right, State.
Yes, Your Honor. The defendant does have the two prior cases at pretrial provided the case numbers for. Those both involve allegations of the defendant committing the offense of criminal trespass at the same victim location, that being the properties of Georgia Institute of Technology, which is the same location that is alleged as the defendant having trespassed in the instant case after having been previously banned from all Georgia Tech properties. He came to the property on the incident date and then refused to depart from the property when he was instructed to do so by security officers there. Based on the defendant's criminal history, and also, Judge, as I said, the 24 P100109 case that pretrial also informed the court of, that case involves the charges of entering auto and failure to leave a campus or university property, to wit, Georgia State University. That is a pending case in the district attorney's office from February of this month. Based on what the state perceives to be the defendant's continued and aggravated history of trespassing on university properties, even after being instructed not and forbidden to return, the state makes a recommendation that the defendant be given a $2,500 good bond, that he be instructed to stay away or ordered to stay away from all properties of the Georgia Institute of Technology, that he possess no weapons while on bond and consume no alcohol and or drugs.
Okay.
Your Honor, it seems like Ms. Drew from PAT would like to speak on behalf of Mr. Moss. May we
Okay.
please?
All right, Ms. Drew.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I believe that name does sound familiar. I was in the process of checking my tracker right now.
Okay.
But I believe Mr. Moss was a pre-accusal in February, but due to I believe that was the time when Atlanta Fulton County had the shutdown, and the solicitor was unable to process that case at that time. So I just wanted to make you aware that I think he was a pre-accusal through that was one of the charges through pre-accusal. So I was wanting to check my tracker just to double check real fast.
Okay. Can you all check that at all, Ms. McCutcheon, or no?
Judge, I'm not familiar with that. I show that he has both those cases pending, those accused cases that are pending before Judge Mather in Division G, and he also has the felony case from February 2024 that's pending in the district attorney's office. But what are you referring to, the two misdemeanor cases that are pending in state court, Ms. Drew?
Yes, ma'am. And I just did check, and it was a pre-accusal. And the process is, which he did complete enrollment, that once complete enrollment, I'll let the solicitor know, and then the case is no process. But because of the attack that Fulton County was under, it was unable to be done.
Okay, well, Judge,
So
thank you, madam. But,
yes,
but
ma'am.
Your Honor, my position is that on behalf of the state is that notwithstanding that, the defendant now has picked up a new case where he has entered onto and remained on and refused to depart from the properties of Georgia Institute of Technology, and then has another case from February, 4 months ago, where he's trespassing on another campus. So the state's recommendation, I would still present the same recommendation to the state regarding the bond and the conditions of the bond.
Okay. P.D. Kim?
Your Honor, my client is only 21 years young, and the very reason that he is continuously getting for the same allegation is because he has been residentially challenged, and what he needs is housing and resources that PAD can offer. And he has been referred, but he was not able to be accepted to that PAD program because of the hacking that happened at Fulton County system. And I think we are here to make sure that he gets, if he has a chance to get better by PAD, I think that is better option for him instead of being in the jail for something that he cannot control right now. He does need help.
Mr. Jordan, how does that work if Help me out here, Mr. Jordan, who knows everything.
This is true, Your Honor.
This is true, right? We all agree with that?
Yes, I agree.
We
Yes.
do agree.
What was
Mr.
the question, Judge?
Huh?
What was the question?
Pat, Miss Drew, come back on for me. I think she's checking. Or
Whose
Miss
case are you
McCutcheon, you
on?
can explain it to Mr. Jordan, I think. Or Miss
Uh,
Drew, explain to Mr. Jordan.
Yes. Miss Drew, I'm not familiar with Pat, however, Miss.
Yeah,
on
Miss
for the
Drew,
two
go ahead and tell Mr.
cases,
Jordan.
yes. I show those two cases are still open cases, but Miss Drew is showing something different, I believe.
This is
Which
on
case
position
are you
number
looking
9.
for?
Position number 9.
Number
Mr. Moore.
9, Daquan
Okay.
Moss.
Correct. So he entered into our, he was not referred to our office by the solicitor's office, right? That was February 8th. Do you have that? Or is it February 9th? I'm showing 2 dates here. Well, nevertheless, so once they enter our program and they complete enrollment, which has been done, then the solicitor office drops the charges. But because it happened during the month of chaos, the dismissal was unable to be done.
That was during the hat.
Right. So traditionally it would have already been, it wouldn't show up on your calendars anymore. But because it happened in February, it still is. But yeah, we're happy to have him continue working in our program and giving him services and working on housing. So he doesn't have to trespass moving forward, kind of like giving some more solutions to the real problem.
Judge, I'll just be candid with the court. I'm looking at one of the cases. One of the cases is already scheduled for plea and arraignment before Judge Division G. I thought that was Judge Mather, but that is Judge Mather. So I'm not familiar with what Ms. Drew is saying, and I don't doubt that what Ms. Drew is saying is correct. However, regardless of what has happened, notwithstanding the fact that that might have been the agreement in May, I don't know, but the cases have been accused and they're on the docket, and one of them is scheduled for a July plea and arraignment in Judge Mather's division.
Okay, I will say that the only charge, the divertible charge, would have been the criminal trespass. The other charges that you were speaking of were not divertible.
Right, and those are felony charges. Yes, the criminal trespasses are the state court charges. The other charges involving the entering auto and the Georgia State University campus property, that is a felony because it has the entering auto. The 2 criminal trespass cases that have been accused are in fact in Fulton County State Court. But as I said, Your Honor, one of them is assigned, both of them are assigned to Judge Mather's division, and one of them is actually scheduled for plea and arraignment on July the 2nd of this year.
What do you have, Mr. Jordan? Or he's still looking? You're on mute.
So I don't know what happened. It looks as if they were accused and they were on a state expedited calendar in May of this year. And then from there, they went on and they went to the division from the expedited C calendar, and they now are in a current status of being assigned to the trial division judge.
So,
is that what you show, Mr. Jordan?
So case 24 CR 000674G, we did have a pad bond order on that case.
Yes.
So, and I do know in the past that is the agreements that they have made, that once everything was settled with pad, that they were going to null pros the case. But this case never got null pros. He was released to pad. The second case, I don't see a pad bond order on it.
I do see it. PD Holder, who is on her vacation right now, we sent out pad bond order for him. It was sent and submitted.
Oh, hold on a second.
It was May 13, 2:22 p.m. I can forward this email to you.
Is that the 3018G?
Yeah, that's the one I'm trying to look at now.
Thank you, Mr. Jordan.
Thank you. This one was for warrant number,
So the second
Or-
case, he got a sign-on bond through the jail. The
okay,
bond 3018 was a signature bond through the jail. So he only had a pad bond release order on the first case
On the first
that I-
one. And so
he
now we
was-
have a third case.
because of the residential challenge, Your Honor, what he needs is housing and Pat's help. I mean, we have a resource available, please. I think that's the best way to do.
Well, my question is to Ms.
We're
Drew,
not-
why did the defendant, if the defendant was in PAD, was PAD not providing those resources? Because now he's picked up another case.
Well, since his first coming into the program, it looks like he's been arrested twice. It's hard to make progress with people who are residentially challenged, and I believe he also has mental health concerns as well. So those do make it a little bit more difficult, but it's not impossible to get some
Help.
some needs met. Yeah.
Considering the
Judge,
fact. Go ahead, Your Honor.
respectfully, Judge, respectfully, Judge, I would want to defer to my colleagues. I am not familiar with the PAD program, especially with the defendant that has two cases and now is before the court with a third case, and also has a pending case in Superior Court. So at this point, my recommendation to the court would remain the same as I previously stated. I would not be opposed if the court wants to make the bond that I requested, a $2,500 good bond, if the judge wants to make that a signature bond, but I still, that is my representation to the court, that the defendant be given a bond in the amount of $2,500 and that he be ordered to stay away from all properties of the Georgia Institute of Technology, no weapons, no alcohol, and no drugs. I will put this case on a tickler and speak with my colleagues about it who are more familiar, especially in light of the fact that there are now two cases assigned to Judge Mather that are before Judge Mather. And I can't speak as to the status of those cases. I'll state in my place before the court today.
Mr. Jordan, so normally we wouldn't have the new cases, so that wouldn't be an issue, correct? Sorry to bother you. Yeah, normally we wouldn't have the new cases, right?
You say we would not have the new cases? What do you mean by that?
Well, meaning once we've usually, well, I wouldn't say normally, so maybe I shouldn't, we're in Fulton County, but I would say that once they're in PAD, we generally, usually, most of the time don't have the additional cases. I put all those terms there, Ms. Drew, but that does concern me a little bit. But what concerns me too is during the hack, it didn't get done too. I can see both ends of that stick. So somebody's got to tell me what to do.
And yes, ma'am, that's all I was really doing, was just making sure that you had all of the facts, that the one case really shouldn't even be on the calendar. And I will be going to court, you said July 1st, and making sure that this isn't held against him. July
2nd. And Judge, respectfully, Your Honor, and I would state to the court that I believe if it were not for the new case, now we have a June 5th case, if it were just the two cases that were involved in that hack situation, because I'm looking at the dates, both the misdemeanor cases and the felony cases all occurred in the month of February. So I can see during that period, there was in fact some issue, and I can see how PAD or the prosecutor had PAD to get involved. However, as I state here today, on there is a new case. So we have a new case that just happened yesterday, notwithstanding the PAD cases. So even though we refer a case to PAD, the goal and the objective is that by referring the cases to PAD, the defendant will get the resources he or she needs and not pick up new cases that are continually to come before the court. So that's where we are now. We have a new case that is totally independent of the February cases and the hack in the system. This is a June 5th case, a new case at the same property. And so on behalf of the state, my concern is for Georgia Institute of Technology, they're making these complaints because they do not want the defendant on their property, and he has been forbidden, but yet he continues to enter upon and remain. So that is the state's
I think it's
position, Judge.
because he didn't get into PAD.
Correct. Your Honor, he does not have to be punished by the hacking system from the February, Your Honor. He could have saved at that time. And this could have been,
I understand, and I think he's continuing And you all tell me if I'm wrong, to get the cases or the other two or one, because he didn't get properly placed in the pad. Is that true, Ms. Drew, or he did or didn't?
No, he was successfully enrolled, Your
Oh,
Honor.
okay. Okay. Uh-oh.
And that is the
All right.
issue for the state judge. This is a June case. He was successfully enrolled, but yet notwithstanding that, we are here before the court again with a June case.
Does he still qualify to get in, or I guess he doesn't now, huh?
Absolutely.
He is qualified.
He's still a PAD participant. We would still take him. We would pick him up tomorrow morning and find
Yes.
him shelter and reconnect him with his care navigator.
Well, then can he get a pad bond then on the new case then, Judge? On this, on
Yes.
this case today? Yes.
Yeah, then I'll do that. Give him a new. I can do that, Mr. Jordan?
Yes. Mr. Jordan, go ahead, please answer.
Mr. Jordan? Oh, you're on mute.
So my computer is running like super slow.
Oh, is it? You've worn that computer out. So Mr. Jordan, I can give him a new pad bond order on this one?
So I'm not sure what the procedures are for who goes to pad and who doesn't go to pad. All I can tell you is that I know they have been releasing people to pad in the past, and everything about charges being dismissed and all that, I can just tell you that has happened in the past, but I don't know what the requirement is for someone to go to pad.
But
Most of
Judge,
the
and
time,
I'm not willing
pad-
to dismiss the case today.
No,
Mr.
I'm
And
just
I
saying, like-
apologize, Mr. Jordan, yes.
Right.
Right,
Are
so
you-
most of the time, we have received pad orders and cases hadn't even been accused.
Right, they
So-
haven't been accused, right?
I'm not sure what.
Is there anything you can check with Deputy Falk on? Or Ian Walker?
Mr. Walker is out sick today, Your Honor. That's
Oh,
why
no,
I've
he
graced.
gets a sick day.
That's
How
why I've
dare you
graced.
take a sick day?
Judge, that's why I've graced the court with my with my
your presence. Very
I'm
good.
so familiar. Judge, let me call
I will
Deputy.
get on him. Right. Yeah.
Let me
he's
call
very
Deputy
rarely
Falk
out.
because you know the pad and I
Yeah.
Your Honor, the pad is new to me. I've not done the C calendar in a very long time, probably over a year. And so pad is all of these processes are very new to me.
Right.
But as I've said before, it's bothersome to me that we now have a new case. And I understand and not being cognizant of the fact that the defendant is residentially challenged, but yet we do have a new case. So let me try to call Deputy Falk, Judge, if I can.
Okay.
Your
That
Honor,
would be good.
Deputy, do we reschedule this till tomorrow and due to the essence of time or what?
Well, hopefully she'll be able to get her and she'll tell us real quick what to do. And then I see courtroom 2 is looking at me like, really?
Right. So since
And then I can read your face through the mask. No.
Sorry, Norris.
I know,
Sorry.
right?
It's like George's had to speak up.
Can we go over the calendar?
Yes, we can go over the calendar. We'll
Okay.
get it to you, Deputy Norris. All right.
Let's do that while we're waiting.
Right.
Once again, the reset date for the SAP calendar is going to be June the 20th. Position number 1 is reset further notice with a $1,500 SOB through the jail. 2 is reset further notice with a $2,000 SOB through the jail. 3 is reset further notice with a total $3,000 SOB through the jail. 4, reset further notice with a total $1,500 SOB through the jail. 5, reset further notice with a $3,000 SOB through the jail. 6, reset further notice with a $3,000 SOB through pretrial. 7, reset further notice with a total $1,000 SOB through the jail. 8, reset further notice with a $1,500 SOB through the jail. We're holding on 9. 10 is going to be reset further notice with a $3,000 SOB through pretrial with a co-signer of Andre Frazier. 11 is reset further notice with a $3,500 SOB through pretrial. 12, reset further notice with a total $3,000 SOB through the jail. 13 is going to the SAP calendar with a total $4,500 good bond. 14 is reset further notice with a $500 SOB through the jail. 15, reset further notice with a $2,500 SOB through the jail. 16 is reset further notice with a $2,000 SOB through the jail. 17, reset further notice with a $2,000 SOB through the jail. Going to the add-on calendar, position number 1 is a $2,000 SOB through pretrial with a co-signer of Latoria Yeomans. Position number 2 is reset till tomorrow. Position number 3 is reset further notice with a $2,500 SOB through the jail. And position 4 is also reset till tomorrow. Are there any questions or comments on what we have thus far?
No.
Okay.
May I please get number 2 one more time, please?
On the add-on or the regular?
Regular, please.
On the regular is reset further notice with a no further violent contact with a $2,000 SOB through the jail.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, I guess we'll see. We can get started on it. I know we can't close out. Ms. McCutcheon.
I'll go ahead and send you what I have so you can be signing.
Okay.
We don't
Okay.
know what that'll be.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Your Honor.
Yes.
Judge Mincy? Yes.
Yeah.
Ms. Falk is getting on. She's getting on now.
Okay.
And thank you, Your Honor, for your patience.
Oh, no
I just, from my
worries.
position, with the third case, I'm not willing to null pros. So Deputy Falk will inform the court as to what
Okay.
the state will do. Hopefully she's trying to get in now.
Okay. You see her getting in, Mr. Jordan?
Yeah.
He's away from his desk. Let me.
Oh, yeah. Let him know she's trying to get in. He probably doesn't see it.
Michael. Can you let Shelly walk in? Okay, he's letting her in.
Thank you.
Meanwhile, I'm faithfully preparing that order.
Judge, did you receive the orders?
Let's see. Got it. Yes.
And I see Ms. Falk getting on now, Judge.
Okay. Hi, Deputy Fogg. We thought we'd make your end of the day at 5:01 and ask for your knowledge and expertise here with Pat. And you see Miss Drew is there. Okay. Oh, you're still muted. There we go.
Just saying hi.
Okay. And so does Miss Drew need to explain our
So I
Ms.
think I
McCutcheon?
have an understanding if we're talking about Daquan Moss, yes?
Yes. Mhm.
Okay, so it looks like Daquan Moss has had some cases. February 7th of 2024 was released to PAD, picked up a case for entering auto and failure to leave campus, and which is a felony case, and now has a new criminal trespass for going to that same location.
Right.
Yes, that's correct, Ms. Falk. Mhm.
Okay, so if PAD wants to still work with that person, that's fine. However, we are not agreeable to releasing that person on a bond to PAD, and we are absolutely not going to dismiss any of the cases. So it is up to PAD if they still wish to work with that individual, but it will not be under the auspice of us dismissing their cases. They have continued to go back to that location after being told not to. I understand this person is unhoused, but there are other places they can go, and quite frankly, I wouldn't have enrolled him in PAD in the first place because he has a felony entering auto pending case. So I understand the difficulty that this makes for, everyone involved, but I'm not agreeable, nor would our office be agreeable to releasing him yet again on a PAD bond and dismissing the case. So I declined to do so.
Okay. So Pat, what will you do? Or what?
Your Honor, I have one question.
Okay.
The February case that he was initially referred to our program before the entering auto, will that case still be null process? Because I was told due to the attack that it wasn't able to be done back then. So I'm just wondering if that case will still be null process, or is the state not going to do any of them now because of the extra cases picked up?
That would require me to look more into that case. And the person who addressed that case is not available today. So that is a determination I can make after reviewing the case when Supervisor Walker is back in the office. So at this time, I'm not going to make any kind of determination given the number of cases that I'm seeing here regarding whether we will null process the original case.
Understood. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Deputy
Thank you, Ms.
Falk.
Drew.
Appreciate you for your time.
Not a problem, Your Honor. If I may be excused.
Yes, you may.
Thank
Yes.
you.
All right.
Thank you, Ms. Falk. I could not have
Okay.
explained that. Thank you so much.
Not a problem.
All right. I'm going to give him a I guess I will go ahead and give him a $1,500 surety bond. And stay away from all properties related or connected with Georgia Tech, the whole campus, which is probably that whole side of the town. And stay away from there, and no drugs, alcohol, weapons, or guns while on bond.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Just for the record, I think ASG should honor the first one that they were going to null process. So that's just all I'm going to say.
Well, I think you should send an email to reach out to Agent Walker and see if you can work something out after the fact. I think we just don't have enough time today to dig into it.
Sure.
See what he may say.
Thank
Well,
you.
and Ms. Kim, when I come on today and I see that your client has this number of cases, then of course, my position is I'm not willing to null process anything because now we have 3 cases and a felony case. So as Ms. Falk said, Mr. Walker would be the person to talk with about the original case and whatever was the understanding between the two of you regarding that matter.
Okay.
But thank you, Judge, for allowing me to get Ms. Falk to come before the
All
court
right.
and for your patience. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. All right, everybody. My other truth meter person, Miss Holly, are we free to go? We're done.
Yes, I sent that order for you to.
I'm doing them now.
Okay. Look, everybody, thank you for your patience.
Yes.
Go get some rest, and we'll be back at it tomorrow. How about that?
Okay,
Thank
there you
you.
go.
And
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge,
Jackson,
for
I'm
your
not-
patience today.
Oh, no
I'm not
worries. You did
accustomed.
fine. This is my first time working with you, so welcome aboard, and you'll catch up with us, I tell you. But you did fine.
Okay.
Miss Jackson,
Thank
we
you.
love Mr. Howard, Tucson Howard, but I must admit your voice is a lot more pleasant.
Oh yeah,
Well,
because
thank you so
he'll
much.
talk about us. He'll talk about us bad. So at least we don't get
Agreed.
talked about with you, right?
Okay.
All
Thank
right,
you.
take care.
All righty.
Thanks. Have a
Bye-bye.
great one, everyone.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.